Tonight's first period on Comcast Sportsnet is brought to you by your local Chevy dealers. And by Papa John's. The day after every Flyers win, get 50% off your online order at papajohns.com using promo code FLYERS. Beautiful city of Vancouver, the 457th consecutive sellout here at Rogers Arena, set to watch the Flyers and Canucks.
Take a look at our key starting goaltenders for this one. Steve Mason brings his record of 15-9-4 into the tilt in Vancouver. And who is missing Roberto Luongo right now? Nobody in Vancouver, because of Eddie Lack. Picked up the shutout last night, and he is in for Vancouver.
Underway, the Flyers and Canucks. Canucks beat the Flyers in Philadelphia, come from behind fashion 3-2 back in October. And this is their final meeting of the season. The Flyers play well in this building, 7-1-1 here at Rogers Arena. In fact, the Flyers have lost once in the city of Vancouver since the Reagan administration. They've enjoyed their trips to this lovely city. But this is a very difficult Canucks team. They beat these days, as you mentioned, 10-1-1 in the month of December. Can't have the defenseman dropping it back. The home blue uniforms for the Canucks, road whites for the Flyers.
The Flyers really have to be prepared to win a 1-0 or a 2-1, a low-scoring hockey game. In that 10-1-1 stretch, Vancouver has only allowed 17 goals.
They'll get an early chance on the power play as Nick Grossman was upended. Flyers get the mad advantage.
Nice top penalty killer too for Vancouver, and Ryan Kessler that's going to go here.
Well, Ryan Kessler, that's one of his real strong points, is playing at both ends of the ice. And John Tortorella off to a, well, he's not very happy. Usually takes a little bit long.
But well, he isn't a guy who hides his emotions on the bench.
That's what everybody loves about him.
Well, yes.
The Flyers hope this is a trend. Vancouver's only taken 2 penalties in the last 2 games.
Yeah, and when they take them, they tend to kill them off. They have the best penalty killing unit in the NHL. That puck deflects out of play, and they're going to move the face-off out to center ice. There are the numbers. First in the league for the Canucks. Of course, the Flyers come off a game in which they scored 3 times in the power play in Edmonton and have the 5th best road power play in the NHL. So this is a real good matchup.
Yeah, and Craig Berube's guys now have adopted kind of a quick strike mentality. On the 3 power play goals in Edmonton they scored, one was 16 seconds into a power play, one was 12 seconds in, the other one 58 seconds in, all within a minute. So they're not sitting back and looking for the perfect play.
There is Matt Reed, the second unit out to start this particular man advantage as Reed spins it deep into the Vancouver zone. Got Downey, Braden Shen, Reed out there, LeCavalier, and Strike. As that puck skips out of play, gives us a chance to show you the virtuous scratches from the lineup. Same setup for the Flyers, with Eric Gustafsson injured, the other 3 being a coach's decision. Several injuries. Bill already mentioned Luongo out. They're also missing Alexander Edler, who is a key part of their defense corps. Alex Burrows, who contributes up front. So a lengthy list there of missing players for the Canucks, and yet they have been very successful here this month. Flyers have changed up as the number 1 power play unit out there, but Simmons' pass back to the point splits the 2-point limit. Goes all the way down the ice.
Hit a skate. He had his man. It just hit a Canucks skate blade.
Emo Timonen to Claude Giroux. Career-long point streak in progress. As does Jake Voracek. He'll fire it across ice to Hartnell, who tried to get it back to the point, but Timonen had to give ground there because he had Canucks charging at him. Now Voracek will wind it into the Vancouver zone. Gets past Hartnell to Giroux. Cross ice Voracek, all kinds of room. Moves in, fires, save, Lack. And it's cleared all the way down.
Boy, that's a heck of a save by Lack, because it's just one-on-one, and you know that Jake Voracek is a left-hand shot looking for that far corner, and Lack with a quick right pad save.
Had a look at the impressive road power play numbers of the Flyers. Cleared all the way down. They have 38 seconds to work with on this particular mad advantage. The Canucks at home have allowed 5 power play goals against all season long. Over 90%.
Now that's the Jackson jinx right there. I think that's pretty strong.
The reverse jinx?
Yes.
All right, here's Couturier. Leading the puck to LeCavalier and out to Mazaros, and now Strike. Right back to Mazaros. Now Strike center point. He goes back to Mazaros. He'll wrist one that goes off the stick, bounces free to LeCavalier. Couturier knocks the exit down. LeCavalier gets the puck back to Strike, but Strike could not keep that in the zone, and that'll do it for the power play.
Why, that Canucks penalty killing unit just reeks of confidence right now, giving the Flyers no chance at all. But look at this. Vancouver's going to pick up another minor penalty, and is he calling a dive here too?
Streit is not happy here, and we'll see if it's 2 penalties or just the dive. Yep, 2 penalties. He cut off the referee Eric Furlat there, but he made a second call. And so this will be 4-on-4 hockey as Daniel Sedin will sit, as will Mark Streit. Streit is pleading his case. Did not feel he was embellishing that, but the referee disagreed, and so instead of another Flyer power play, it's 4-on-4 hockey.
I've never seen a referee change his mind.
They don't tend to. And Hemuse moving up. The right wing feed. Higgins in across the Philadelphia line to the slot. The shot snared by Mason. He could not squeeze it. Now tries to gather the rebound and does cover up as Kessler arrived on the scene.
Boy, Steve Mason kind of reached out and stabbed at that shot. I thought he had it in the webbing of his glove, but it came out. Higgins is having a good season for Vancouver. He's got a great shot. You see how Mason didn't wait for the puck. He almost grabbed out at it. Knocked it down in front.
Flyers win the defensive zone draw. But Coburn coughs up the puck. Here's Higgins. Higgins cutting in front, and it was Mason who got his stick down to knock it away. Coburn ahead, but Giroux could not handle that. Puck rattling around, and Couturier was able to take control. A couple turnovers early in the Edmonton game cost the Flyers right there. Couturier had the puck go in on Mason, but now he's headed toward the Vancouver zone. He'll chip it in. He X the back. Couturier bumps him off the puck. Now looks to center. Now looks to shoot, and he fires it wide. He's all the way out to Mazzaros. He's just going to skim it in along the boards. Couturier behind the net could not knock it down as Bieksa impeded his progress. Mike Santorelli, who's had a heck of a season here for the Canucks, will move the puck back to Bieksa. And now it's Henrik. The best passers in the NHL. The right wing feeder. Bieksa will just jab it deep. Santorelli goes after it. Henrik unable to get that pass back to the point. Reed has it. Flyers move up 3-on-2 if they hurry, but it's slow in developing. Here's Couturier. A wrist shot, and that's gloved by Lack. And they'll hang right on to it.
Well, John Tortorella, over 800 games in the National Hockey League, over 400 wins, the winningest coach of all American coaches in the National Hockey League. John Tortorella right there, former Stanley Cup winner with the Tampa Bay Lightning, and you can see the best records, Vancouver, Anaheim, and Pittsburgh and Los Angeles right now in the National Hockey League. And, you know, John Tortorella is just a winner. This guy does a great job, and his teams always work very hard.
Well, there was an adjustment process that went on early in the season. There was another takedown, but no call from either referee as Timonen was knocked down. But they've gone through that adjustment process, and this team does look a lot like the Rangers of recent years now. This team blocks shots. They just don't give you very much.
John Tortorella appears to be a changed man.
Oh, glove save right there by Lack off of Coburn. The Canucks thought the play was offside. Play carried on. Lack stayed with it and makes another good stop.
Boy, I was looking right over the shoulder of Lack as Coburn's going to be able to get to the right there inside the blue line. He lets it go. I mean, it's nailed. Watch this puck, Billy, right here. And Lack right there at the last second with a big glove save.
I think it's just been confirmed over the last few minutes that Eddie Lack has a pretty good glove hand. Right. Whoa.
It's been quite an interesting situation, the goaltending situation here in Vancouver in recent years. Roberto Luongo always in the center of things. Lack's beginning to announce his presence into that mix. Here's Kessler with the Philadelphia line. Stop, but Higgins picks up the puck, goes cross ice, intercepted by Raffl. He sends Simmons up. Now the pass to Giroux. Right back to Simmons on the right wing. In the middle now. Raffl's shot blocked. Goes back to Simmons. His shot, and that one sails high and wide. Wayne Simmons, 6 goals in his last 3 games, wins the battle on the boards. It's the puck to Mazzaros. He'll flip one. It's batted away by Tanev and moved ahead. Fires those steals. Giroux couldn't come up with it cleanly in the slot. Tanev with another try, and we'll get the puck to Kessler. Moves it ahead. Now Santorelli 1-on-2 to the Philadelphia line. He waits for help as he spins back, sends it through the slot. David Booth to the puck. Former Florida Panther. Behind the net. Couple of Flyers trying to work for the puck there, but instead it's Richardson for Vancouver getting it back to the point. It's played deep into the zone by Frank Corrado, playing his first NHL game this year, his 4th overall. He was just called up from the minors to replace Andrew Alberts, who suffered a concussion on a hit with Brian McGrattan last night in Calgary. Corrado the shot, save Mason, rebound, he stopped Booth as well. Flyers turn it over as Downey's blind clear is knocked down. Here's Booth getting the puck to Santorelli, who will turn it back down low for Booth. It's taken into the wall, but 2 Canucks on 1 Flyer. Santorelli walking away from the pile. His shot goes wide. Now Booth to it. Booth turns and fans on the shot, and that gives Adam Hall a chance to skate it up. It's a 3-on-2 for the Flyers. Again, a little slow in developing. In fact, they're at the end of a shift, so Hall just pumps it deep into the Vancouver zone as Ronaldo goes crashing in, as he is wont to do.
Well, Craig Berube started preparing his guys this morning, telling them to be ready for a real physical game and bring the physical game themselves out onto the ice to at least match Vancouver's early, and the Flyers are doing that. This has been a real physical first.
Icing the call here on Vancouver, just shy of 7 minutes into the first period.
Well, we hope you can come out to be part of a long-standing rivalry as the Phantoms take on the Hershey Bears. That's Saturday, February 1st at 1 p.m. And tickets start at just $10 for great American Hockey League action at the Wells Fargo Center. Great to see the Phantoms in action against the Hershey Bears.
Great American Hockey League rivalry. Craig Berube is familiar with that rivalry.
Sure is.
Assistant coach, the Phantoms. Great job with the Flyers. Now, you saw 18-13-4 since taking over just 3 games into the season, after the first 3 games at least. Wayne Simmons trying to get to that puck, but the Canucks will move ahead. And the former Flyer, Tom Sestito, bounces one in on Mason, and he knocked it down and then batted it to the corner. Canucks pursuing as Alfie will send it deeper into the Philadelphia zone. Sestito barrels in after it. Timonen jabs it up the wall. Cassian trying to get to that puck. Nearly did get a shot off, but finally the Flyers emerge with it, and Hartnell will send Braden Shen to center ice. Shen will send it in, but Canucks are there. Hanius then dumped as he clears it all the way down the ice. This will be another icing against Vancouver. Flyers and Canucks back to playing each other twice every season now with the new schedule. We used to play quite a bit way back in the day, and then here of late not much at all. But there you see the overall numbers. The Flyers have enjoyed their trips to Vancouver, as we mentioned. Just that 1 loss since January the 17th of 1989. 10-1-4 ties. 10 wins, 1 loss, 4 ties. The only loss came in their last visit, which was over 3 years ago. 3 years and 2 days ago, in fact. Cavalier to Reed. Reed checked by Bieksa behind the net. Couturier fights to get that puck back to Streit, who winds and fires, and that one deflects away, I think, off of Bieksa in front. Grossman tipping it back. Another shot is blocked in front. Couturier controlling, knocked down. And no penalty called again. Dalby will get to it and lob it, and it goes out of play, but into the bench area. So no penalty. No score here in the first. Their way out to Vancouver, or maybe some reside here. That's father and son. Father a Canucks fan. So
some are actually born and raised right here.
That's right. Flyers had an amazing amount of fans in Edmonton the other night. Here's Giroux with a pass to Rafflet. Hits the linesman in center ice. And now it ricochets through. Flyers get back to it, and Giroux will drop it on.
This is the matchup that Craig Berube is going to
Coburn turnover. Chris Higgins after a bad turnover in front of the net. Oh, Mason coming up big there, erasing the mistake. Now Voracek dances in across the line. Voracek's shot blocks. It was blocked by the Canucks. Now it goes off the leg of Higgins, and Tanev will play it. Hanius ahead to Ryan Kessler. Kessler from the red line banks it deep into the Philadelphia zone. Daniel Sedin's first to it. Grossman wraps him up. Still, though, got the puck side of the net. Dig for it. Erik Hansson getting it back out to the point. Shot goes wide as Mason Garrison, who can really fire it, got plenty on that. Now Hartnell will backhand in, played by Bieksa. Across to Garrison, and then ahead to Henrik Sedin. He goes cross ice, and there's Jannik Hansen. Shot there deflected, goes to the glass. Henrik Sedin picks it up to his brother Daniel, and now it's Hansen, but his shot blocked in the slot. Hansen right now, the guy selected to play with the Sedin twins, scored a goal on a beautiful pass from Henrik last night.
But his coach John Tortorella is saying we need to get him more involved more often than that. Not just scoring, but fighting for pucks and battling along the boards.
Seems energized here early. Now it's Daniel to Henrik. Trying to drop that one off, but Coburn takes it away. Henrik stays right with him. It finally comes free to Braden Shen.
A long shift for Braden Coburn.
Ronaldo couldn't get out of the zone, so Coburn will have to stay on the ice. Here's Henrik. Backhanding it in front. Loose puck. Coburn took care of business there. Puck still loose, though. Finally jabbed away from Henrik, but he's able to get back to it for Daniel. And now out to the point. Going across ice. That shot saved. Mason is able to grab that try from Weber and hang on. Steno score.
Well, moments ago, the Flyers guilty of a turnover. Braden Coburn tried to pass across ice, and it ended up getting cut by Chris Higgins. Gosh, it looked a lot like the pass that Braden Coburn tried to make in Edmonton that led to a turnover and a goal. Watch this play by Jake Voracek. Puck's in the air. Oh, no problem. Higgins was coming back to grab it with his glove, and Voracek popped it into the air and danced it across the line.
Great hand-eye coordination, Jake Voracek. A lot of these players do that now. They like to be able to move that puck up and down on the blades, and comes in handy after practicing that, moving the puck like that across the blue line. Jake using it very nicely there.
Battle in the Philadelphia zone. And Couturier will work over Weiss. Tipped across ice, and Downey will move it to Hall, and Hall will spin it into the Vancouver zone. We passed the midpoint of this first period. The Canucks have doubled up the Flyers in shots, 8-4, but no score where it counts. There's Dompian across the Philadelphia line. His shot deflected out of play as Mazzaros got his stick in there. Get Phillies sports news and scores when you're on the go. Be the first to know the latest on all your Philly teams right from your smartphone. Download the free CSN Phillies sports app now. You can hear all about those playoff-bound Eagles, as well as the Flyers, Sixers, and all that's going on in the world of sports in Philadelphia here in late December. I've set ahead to Couturier, 2-on-2 with Reed. Couturier swings to the left. Got a weak shot off that drifted wide as Bieksa did a good job of staying with him. David Booth the other way. Chips it. Tries to catch up to it himself, but his shot is nullified by Streit. Grossman gets to the carom. He's checked. Booth behind the net, tied up by Streit. They battle. And Booth is able to get it back out to Hemhus. Across ice for Bieksa. Little wrister. Save. Mason again could not control the rebound. It was back to Bieksa. And now it's Hemhus off the wall with it. Directs one wide in net. Richardson will try to get to it. Reed cuts in front of him. Drops it back to Grossman. Tried to find Streit, but it got through him. Hemhus in from the point. Hemhus will get it behind the net. Booth centering it. Ricochets around. Shot! That was blocked in front as Cassian couldn't get it through. Now Richardson. Brad Richardson turns it right off of Mason at the side of the net. Flyers get to it, and Streit will shovel it out. Canucks really beginning to assert themselves and tilt the ice surface.
Well, you almost always get one good chance to get the puck out of your zone, but against Vancouver, if you fail the first time, there's a good chance they're going to hem you in. That's happened the last 3 shifts.
Chris Higgins, the former Montreal Canadian, got the puck in. Santorelli battling, but it bounces back out to Michael Raffl, the shootout hero. The other night, this pass to Voracek. They say they're onside. Voracek the shot up the outside net. Bounces right out in front, but no Flyer there. Here's Giroux. Around behind the net. Voracek tried to step in front. Could not. Banks it back out to Timonen. Across for Coburn. One-time shot. Save. Lack. Rebound. Batted at. Kessel will backhand, but Voracek will knock that down, but flipped it out to center and past Coburn, who has to hustle back to keep Higgins away from it. Now the pass ahead. Here's Raffl dropping it off for Voracek. Wrist shot goes wide. That's going to skip all the way out to Daniel Sedin, and he sets sail for the Philadelphia zone. He'll backhand in, and he'll go after it with Luke Schenn. Schenn to Hartnell. Hartnell unable to clear. Battle for the puck in the corner. And they continue to scramble for it. No one can get complete control until Meszaros does. Oh, and that puck skipped up and got Bieksa up high. He collapses to the ice. Play is called. Going away from Rogers Arena.
He's reaching up around his eyes, too. He's not grabbing at his mouth. Yeah, he's sliced.
Oh, he never even saw that coming. I mean,
That hit him hard.
let's take a look right there.
Right below the helmet line, it looked like.
Yeah, I agree with that. Believe it. And you hope he got the edge of the puck and not the flat of the puck, because that obviously does more damage.
Offside the call at the Vancouver line. Canucks have been hit with some injuries for sure on their blue line. Without Edler and Alberts right now. The X would be a huge loss for them. Well, here's our Jeep trivia question of the game. Which Flyer spent a season of his junior hockey playing right here in Vancouver as a member of the Western Hockey League's Giants? Schenn, Coburn, or Meszaros?
Which Schenn, though?
I believe that was Luke Schenn.
Now coached the Vancouver Giants by former coach of the Calgary Flames, Don Hay.
And they usually have a pretty darn good team, and they've produced some great players. Lucic comes to mind as the Canucks get to the puck here. Hansen dropping it back into the corner. Brayden Schenn leading Daniel to the puck. And now moves it ahead, and the puck is backhanded all the way down. Four brother combinations of the same teams in the NHL playing here tonight. Two of the four, the Sedin twins, and of course the Schenn brothers. Puck all the way ahead to Downey, and he did not control it. He does knock down the Vancouver clear, and as he's dumped from behind by Sestito, he got the puck into the corner. Downey and Sestito come together again. The puck back to Luke Schenn, makes the deke. Schenn to the middle of the ice, plays it off to Meszaros. He'll hold, and then back to Schenn with a little room. He'll wind it, fire blocked by Dalpe. The battle for the puck. Downey wins that battle. Tried to center, and Alder was there, but the puck didn't get out front. Now here's Hall. And behind for Downey. Good shift from the fourth line for the Flyers here. Meszaros will pinch. Runs into Sestito. Checked it. That was Weiss. And now the puck ahead. And Dalpe will tip it into the Philadelphia zone. Sestito wearing 29. Weiss wears 32. Sestito wore 32 as a Flyer. Always confuses me when I watch the Canucks.
I knew that's where you were.
Play stops here. We'll step aside. Still no score in Vancouver here in the first. The beautiful city of Vancouver. Flyers here for the first time in over 3 years, and boy, it felt good. But the temperature's near 40 after what we were experiencing in Edmontonville, and heading back to Calgary where it's very cold, we understand.
But I always call Vancouver the best kept secret in North America for Americans that have never traveled, or Canadians for that matter. There are many Eastern Canadians that have never been to Vancouver. It is full of charm and beauty and great restaurants and friendly people. It's fantastic.
Should be on your bucket list.
Yeah, it has to be.
You know how beautiful it is. It's usually cloudy here, and yet it's still beautiful. You know, it's just a gorgeous backdrop of the mountains, the water. And the Flyers want to make it beautiful with 2 points and a victory here. No score early on in this one. 12-6 the shots in favor of Vancouver, but Mason's gotten in the way of all 12 Vancouver offerings. Giroux after the puck here with Chris Tanev. Giroux stuffs it to Raffl. Raffl looks in front, steps in front, backhands goes through, shot! They score! Strike in from the point. Backhands it through, and the Flyers are on the board. It's 1-0 Philadelphia. Strike scores for a case of Tasty Cake.
Well, this was the matchup I was mentioning earlier that Craig Berube was going to watch to see how much he liked it, because he knew that Vancouver was going to play Ryan Kesler, number 17's line, against the Giroux line. I think Berube's liking it right about now. This was the matchup that Flyers just scored on.
And Streit does a great job. We have talked about this on many occasions about how the defense are getting very active, jumping up in the play. Now watch Streit come right here. Now Raffl tries the wraparound, tries to be able to beat Lack, but right there you'll see that puck come right onto the stick of Streit. What a shot, by the way, on the backhand coming in from that right point position.
Really? Wow.
Mark Streit started slowly, as did so many Flyers in terms of the points and goals, but he's picking up the pace.
He's getting involved more too. He's much deeper in the offensive zone without getting caught and getting scoring chances.
So the Flyers get the first one. That's huge against this club. Harrison in front. That redirected and went off a Flyer to the corner. Coburn chops it ahead. It goes off another Canuck out to the neutral zone. Played in by Yannick Weber, the former Canadian. Now it's Coburn again. Over to Couturier. Back to the other side for Meszaros. Andre Meszaros weaving his way to the neutral zone. Now he'll go left wing to Reed, who is stationary. Meszaros carries on. He's cut off by Weber. Move the puck to Booth. He is checked by Reed. And now it's tipped back to the neutral zone, and Meszaros will play at the Philadelphia line. It's to Couturier. Couturier checked, and that causes the play to go offside.
Well, tickets for the 2014 Frozen Four, which is coming to the Wells Fargo Center April 10th and 12th, are on sale right now, and they are going fast, so you might want to grab them. The tickets include access to 2 semifinal games and the national championship game. You can buy them online at ComcastTix.com. Some great hockey.
Streit's fourth from Raffl and Giroux. Giroux extends his point streak to 9 games, which is a career long, with his 18th December point. And this game 5th in the NHL in points in the month of December. You can see that the Canucks don't give up on the game. That puck got out to center, so it's offside as it's played back in by Corrado. But the Canucks, 9 come from behind wins this year overall, and that is tied for second most in the NHL. You'd expect that from a John Tortorella coach team.
Yep, you would. But a great start nonetheless for the Flyers, getting to Eddie Lack with the goal. I mean, Eddie Lack has allowed 2 goals or fewer in his last 11 appearances in a Canucks crease. So you get one here in the first period, you're on your way to a second one.
There's a pass looking for LeCavalier at the Vancouver line. He'll take it around behind the net. Shrugs Hamhuis' side, but and ended up falling to the ice himself. Reed back to Coburn for a shot. Redirected, but went to the corner. And now played out to the neutral zone by Daniel Sedin. His brother looking for Hansen. Penalty.
Kidding me.
Wow. Elbowing is the call. And so the Flyers will be shorthanded for the first time here tonight.
Eric Furlat's going to make this call, and Craig Reed looking on. Let's take a look. It's Braden Coburn's going to pick up this call. Whoa.
He kept his elbow tucked into his side, didn't he?
I didn't see.
I mean, and if he hit him anywhere, he hit him in the shoulder.
He did. That shoulder. It was actually the action probably went through the shoulder, the elbow out, but threw the elbow out right to the shoulder.
Well, the Vancouver power play will go to work. It's a power play. The numbers don't look all that good, but Craig Berube was telling us before the game he does not want to see the Flyers' faces very often. From what he sees in terms of the tape, they move the puck around very well.
It's the talent, too. They're ranked 22nd in the league. Last year, they were ranked 22nd in the league. But you have to fear them, just based on the names and the skill level of the people they've got out there.
1 for 13 in the last 5 games, but throw all that out the window as Higgins tries to drop that back. Couturier snuffed that out and clears. On the power play for the Canucks, Frank Corrado, 20-year-old defenseman just up from the minors.
How you like the NHL so far, kid?
Here on the power play of the hottest team in the NHL. He's going to head off the ice right here, though. Hamhuis will start up for Vancouver. Of course, they don't have the exit, doesn't appear, so they're somewhat limited in their options at the point. Here's Kessler in, and Mason able to get his leg on that one. Oh, big hit by Timonen. Sent Kessler flying. He gets right back up, and now it's Henrik Sedin one-handing it to his brother. Daniel out to Hamhuis. Cross ice, one-time shot, blocked. Bounces to Hall, and he'll get the puck to Raffl, who clears.
Textbook. Keep him on the outside and keep shots from getting through to Steve Mason.
You watch Garrison when he's out there. He likes to bomb away, but Flyers are able to get in the way of a shot there. Now Daniel Sedin to Henrik. He's the captain to Hamhuis. Now back to Henrik Sedin. Taking a look as he moves in, gets it back out. There's the Garrison shot. Couturier got in the way of that, and now the Flyers the other way. A 2-on-1 developing. Couturier and Reed. Couturier with the puck. Winds, fires high and wide. That could have been trouble, but it skipped out of play off the glass. Usually that'll stay in play and leads to numbers the other way, but getting out of play, a break for the Flyers.
I still like the decision Couturier made here to shoot. Yes, it went wide and it went out of the zone, and that's kind of a no-no. But Sean Couturier is confident enough now to wind up and want it himself. That's a good thing.
Yeah, you and I are both commenting after the first or second television break, or during it at least, that he looks like he's on his game tonight. He is really battling and making his presence felt.
I thought that might have gone off of Lack's glove. The face-off was down there.
Did, yeah. Had to go off of Canuck, and I don't think it went off of anybody else. There's the X is all right. He's back out on the ice. That's a quick recovery from taking that puck in the face for Kevin Bieksa, as he's back out there.
Talked about that 2-on-1 that Couturier and Reed had. Here's the blast by Couturier.
It was,
you know, Eddie Lack made the save.
Was it, or was it Hamhuis?
Oh yeah, went off Lack. Right there, glove save.
Yeah, it certainly wasn't wide on its own. We know that much. Move the puck deeper into the zone. Luke Schenn sent the puck deep into the Vancouver zone. And now Tanev to it. 43 seconds remaining in the first period. Flyers trying to get to the intermission with the lead against the Canucks. Luke Schenn. Raffl couldn't hang on. Tanev takes a hit from Raffalo and winces some.
Raffl has gone after Tanev 2 or 3 times and corked him twice.
Voracek it on the forecheck. And he's able to keep him away from the puck. Booth couldn't get it past Brayden Schenn. They're tangled up. Hartnell piles in. 14 seconds in the period. Booth goes across. And there's Bieksa. The right wing feet. Kessler steamrolling up, but stopped by Timonen, who calmly flicks it out to the neutral zone. Hanius back in. There's Timonen again. And time dwindling here in period number 1. One last shot by Coburn. Kessler didn't like that. They shove. But the first period comes to an end with the Flyers on top. They get outshot 13-7, but one of their 7 came off the stick of that guy, Mark Streit, wound up in the net. So it's 1-0 Flyers through 20 minutes of play. Tonight's Flyers Canucks first period was brought to you by Mazda. We believe if it's not worth driving, it's not worth building. By Powerback Rehabilitation. And by Supercuts. Check out supercuts.com to find a convenient salon location near you. Rock the cuts at Supercuts. Tonight's second period from Vancouver is brought to you by your local Delaware Valley Audi dealers and legendary Audi Quattro all-wheel drive, the world's top-selling luxury all-wheel drive system. Also brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% on car insurance. Visit us at geico.com or call 1-800-947-AUTO. And by 5 Hour Energy Helps, which recognizes those who, despite their own needs, put others first. Flyers with the 1-0 lead after 1 period of play. There are your other numbers, courtesy of Sugar House Casino.
Now 3 of the Flyers' hits came courtesy of Michael Raffl.
There is the breakdown of the goal. Raffl and Giroux with the assist on Streit's 4th.
Hey, interestingly enough, Mark Streit scored when the Claude Giroux line was out there against the Ryan Kessler group for Vancouver. The Giroux line was not credited for a shot that entire period. Giroux, Raffl, and Voracek. There's the goal scorer. He jumped into the play and had a loose puck squirt out to him.
Let's go streaking. Patrick Kane with that remarkable streak. 25 points in 14 games. But after him, it's orange and black. Voracek and Giroux, both 9-game streaks now. Jake needs a point to make it 10 straight here tonight. We had a career-long 7-game streak is next for the Rangers. But Wayne Simmons, now a 5-gamer, he's creeping closer to that list as well. And the Flyers have Giroux and Voracek, their dynamic duo, out along with Michael Raffl to start this second period.
By the way, that Kessler line accounted for 4 of Vancouver's 11 shots in that first period, so they spent time in the Flyers zone. It's up to Claude Giroux and his line mates to make sure they at least match the zone time that Kessler is putting up.
He's so hard one-on-one. I mean, he's got an outstanding work ethic at both ends of the ice, and you just got to make sure you got the body on him.
Flyers move the puck up here. Raffl on the left wing. Takes a look around, then just flips one in on goal. And Mac will take that one in the glove and hang on.
There's a shot. Officially on the board.
You know, one thing about John Tortorella's system is you're going to see, if the puck goes in the corner to the left of black, you're going to see 5 jerseys from the Vancouver Canucks. They like to swarm, like to be able to just cut it into a quadrant and then make you force that puck out of the corner. Raffl did that. He beat the defenseman one-on-one and made the play.
David Booth moving up. Zach Kassian and into the Philadelphia zone. Booth and Coburn come together, eliminate each other, and Cavalier will backhand it along. It's knocked down by the pinching defenseman Garrison. And now Booth gets to the puck, gets out in front and hit the post. Another shot swatted away by Mason as Kassian took that one, and then a penalty behind it as Tiemann shoved Richardson down. And that's a cross-checking minor. So the Canucks nearly tie the game. Found iron, and now they'll go to the power play.
Well, this is the same kind of penalty we saw the other night in Edmonton. Now let's see where his arms are. Tiemann did not feel that this was a cross check. Kassian's got the ball. This is the Booth wraparound. Bang, right off the pipe. Boy, the pipe's been very friendly to Mr. Mason on this trip so far. As you see, Booth did a great job of getting wrapped around there. But watch right here, Tiemann. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry, but that's not a penalty. Because if he had extended his arms and really drilled him, I'd give you that. But that was not a cross-checking penalty. And your thoughts, gentlemen?
I don't know, Coachy. I don't think you give the ref much of a choice when you extend your arms. And I think Chemo's arms came out far enough to... I mean, it sure didn't hit him that hard, but it's all about the arms to the refs, I think.
Well, if extended, I didn't think he was extended.
Garrison shot. Mason save. Doesn't know where the puck is. And finally, it dribbles wide of the net, and then it's sent back up the wall to Hamhuis. Hamhuis will get to Daniel Sedin. Back across for Garrison. Another shot. That's deflected out high by Raffl, and it goes out of play.
Steve Mason has been the answer for the Flyers, even when he hasn't cleanly grabbed the puck. He has been at his scrambling best in front. Made some good saves. Best might have been on Chris Higgins in the first period after a turnover led to a grade A scoring chance.
Face-off won by the Canucks. Hamhuis to Henrik, and now Daniel. He sets up behind the net. Henrik now gets it out to Hamhuis again. Back to Henrik, Sedin, and now Daniel again. Perimeter passing thus far. Garrison dropping it back to Henrik. He'll take the shot. Save Mason off a redirection of a Flyer stick. It on the Flyers twice failed to clear, but Couturier stays with it, gets it ahead to Reed, and Reed will turn it deep into the Vancouver zone.
Great reaction there by Mason, because you said it right there. Sedin's just trying to get something happening, going through a maze of players. Actually went up a Flyer player, and Mason just absolutely right at the last second kicked that pad out.
50 seconds remain in the power play. Here's Kessler. Daniel Sedin and in. Mason tips it. Shen sent it up the wall. It deflects out. Adam Hall's right there, and he'll fling it all the way down the ice. Flyers will get, actually, they'll stay with the same quartet. Canucks actually finishing up some player changes. As Hamhuis, 31-year-old defenseman, starts up. Pass off of, that's it right in on Mason. He's going to hang right on to it. Hansen, who scored a goal for the Canucks last night in their 2-0 win over Calgary. latest to get a chance to play with the Sedin twins. And as you mentioned, Tortorella pulling no punches, as he rarely does pull punches, as he basically said, got to get more from him.
Well, Alex Burrows is the perfect fit, and he's on the IR for the Canucks, and that's why it's kind of an ongoing audition, but there aren't that many options, really.
Weber in front for Santorelli, broken up by Grossman. Big play there, and now Couturier slowly to center, waits as long as he can before pumping it into the Vancouver zone.
You have to be a certain type of player to play with the Sedins. You've got to be smart. You can't be intimidated by the fact that you're playing with two of the best players that have ever played the game. And you got to be a puck control guy.
And you got to have your stick on the ice all the time.
Yeah, you better if you're smart.
Flyers have killed off the Vancouver power play. 2 for 2 on the penalty kill. Hartnell will fling that one through center ice. Have to get it. Tanev, but now the Flyers intercept Simmons in across the line. Simmons, the shot deflected, goes wide. Lack will gather it and hang on. Hartnell stirring things up behind the Vancouver net.
I'm still trying to get a nice look at Kevin Bieksa's zipper that he got. He had to get stitches the way he was bleeding. Yeah. Scott Hartnell didn't want to take advantage of a man that had just been sewn up.
Oh, look at that.
He just got a glimpse of it there, but every chance we've had a close-up of him, he has profiled the wrong way.
There you go.
Oh, there you go. Oh, he got it under the eye. It was coming flat. Looked like it hit him under the eye. Maybe stitches there, and maybe a couple over the eye as well.
It looks better now than it's probably going to look tomorrow. I have some bruising there tomorrow, but
that's a guarantee.
Tell you what, only in hockey does a guy come back. He was gone, what, 5 minutes real time? Right back at it. And offside go the Canucks at the Philadelphia line. They're a special breed, these guys.
You know, the doctors get bonuses for the speed with which they can actually sew in the stitches.
Do they?
Yeah. And then on top of that, you got to remember that they save a lot of money on painkiller, because you're not going to get Novocaine or anything like that to be able to help you.
That's right. So the eyelids and the lips, they're tough places to get stitches without Novocaine.
Kassian sends that behind the Philadelphia net to David Booth. Gets a bit of a pick and then ends up underneath Andre Mazzaros as he tried to move out in front the other way. Hartnell to Luke Schenn. He'll blast the blue line wide of the net. All the way out to Hartnell. Fired it toward the slot. Leaping or reaching for it at least is Simmons, but the exit takes it from him. Puts it to Booth. Booth checked by Simmons. Good job there. Flyers get to it. Swooping to the slot. Schenn for a shot that hit Hartnell in front. This is what this line is all about. Just getting in on the forecheck and trying to create a dirty goal. But now the Canucks move the other way. It's Booth. The Philadelphia line. Stepping around. Schenn for the shot. Save Mason. Now Luke Schenn behind the net. We'll get it back to Mazzaros.
That's a pretty good play by Booth. He just stayed with it and kind of clawed his way around Luke Schenn.
Turnover by the Flyers. Here's Dalpe moving in for the shot. Wide. All the way out to the point. Hamius a shot. Save rebound. Sestito scores. Tom Sestito, the former Flyer, with his third of the year to tie the game at 1.
Well, I mentioned earlier, you usually get one chance to get the puck out of the zone. If you don't, then the Canucks will keep coming at you. That shot was 3 feet wide. And I don't know if Dan Hamhuis's shot deflected before it got to Mason, but Steve Mason looked like he had trouble controlling that rebound.
And it all started. We're going to take a look at what happens here down low. Because Totino's left-hand shot, he's facing the net. He got a wide open net as that puck caroms right in front. And it all started. Mazzaros wanted to go all the way up the wing to be able to get it to Ronaldo. He fanned on it. So when he did fan out, he tried it again. By that time, the Canucks moved in front. As we look at a couple of guys that might go at it here, Steve Downey and Sestito.
Well, Sestito leads the NHL with 11 fights. Downey's coming off a concussion. That would not stop him from fighting, but probably would not be the wise thing to do. Here's Ronaldo moving up. Ronaldo waits, fires, save, rebound, went off a Hall. He had a gaping net, but it went off of his skate, and now numbers for the Canucks the other way, but they're having trouble moving up. Weiss has it now in the middle. That's broken up. And then the clearing attempt by Strike hit Hall. It bounces back to Strike. Sestito will ride him into the boards. And Strike wraps him up. Hall gets the puck to Downey. Downey from The red line sends it in on lap. Amuse and Dalpe with the assist on the goal by Sestito, which ties this game at 1. It was all set up by a turnover by the Flyers, and they've turned it over some in this game. Eventually it's going to cost you. Bieksa shovels that one out of play, and it did not deflect. It will be a penalty. The Flyers will get a mad advantage. Bieksa will go to the box, and the Flyers a chance to get the lead back with a power play.
Well, playing against a disciplined team as the Canucks are, the Flyers will sure take this.
Let's take a look and see if Bieksa's going to go into the corner here. Come up with the puck. Try to get up off the glass because he's got traffic in front of him. Got 1, 2, 3 players right in front of him, up and over the glass, and a power play for the Flyers.
A little pressure from Raffl caused that puck to go out of play. So the Flyers with their second power play. Teaming in across, Voracek. Roll it around for Simmons. He didn't get anything on that, but Giroux gets the puck anyhow. Right back to Simmons. And then a pass in the slot broken up. Richardson tips. Amuse clear. There's your McDonald's power play payoff contestant. The Flyers start up. Timonen with a slingshot pass to Giroux. And now it's Voracek stumbling. They're controlling, but then double teamed, and Kessler chance to clear it. He will. Stevenon's backing up to play it in the neutral zone. Big pass to Voracek. Whips it across ice. Hartnell couldn't play that, and it's sent all the way down by Tanev.
Nobody is better at pressuring than the Vancouver Canucks and making their 4 penalty killers look like there are 6 of them against your 5 instead of 4.
Flyers seem a bit confused on a change, but they get the puck into the zone. Braden Shen to LeCavalier. Back to Braden Shen. Downey has gone in front. The puck goes back out. Here's Reed to Streit. Streit has a look and then reverses to Reed. Reed will go cross ice. One-time shot. LeCavalier missed it. And that one's going to skip out to the line. Hustling over is Reed to keep it in to Downey. And then right back out. Streit to LeCavalier for the shot. And that one deflected and went wide. Reed back to it for Shen. He's checked, but LeCavalier will get to it. Send it to the slot. Nobody home. Henrik Sedin the other way to Daniel, and they'll move up 2-on-2. Right back to Henrik. And now it's Daniel. Daniel back to Henrik. Save Mason. 2-on-2 with those two is an odd man rush.
Remember we were talking about earlier, telepathic? That's telepathic there, guys.
Just had the look of a dangerous play for the Flyers from the get-go, and it turned quite dangerous. Mason the save. Denies the shorthanded bid by the Canucks, but the power play over. Back to 5-a-side hockey, still a 1-1 game.
Tough to teach the genetics advantage that identical twins have.
And that's sort of in the blood, as they say.
Oh, man.
Bieksa from the red line sends it in. And Coburn back to get to it. That hesitation, ended up taking a hit, but at the puck ahead. Here's Grossman. And he'll snap that puck into the Vancouver zone. Raffl after it. Couturier follows up, moves up, takes the shot, and Lack had to fight that one off. Bounces all the way to Zach Kassian. The former Sabre moves up. Touch to the middle. Kassian fans on the shot. Flyers look to move back in transition, but the Raffl pass deflects and stays in the zone. Good reaction by Coburn to clear it out to the neutral zone. Richardson sends it right back in. Past the 8-minute mark of this second period. Streit in the first for the Flyers. Sestito in the second for the Canucks. 1-1. Ronaldo tips that puck. It's going to drift wide of the net, and it's icing as he was on his side of the red line.
Henrik and Daniel Sedin. This is the odd man rush that started as a 2-on-2, as you described it, Jimmy. Ended up being 2-on-3, and they still got a scoring chance.
Look at the numbers these guys have put up as teammates. Drafted #1 by the Canucks back in 1999. But you just see, he kind of delayed. He actually jumped right in between 3 Philadelphia Flyers to be able to get that pass.
Yeah, that list also included Timo Timonen and Scott Hartnell, who had the 3rd most games played among teammates, and they're the only duo on that list of top 5 that did it with 2 different teams. Of course, they started in Nashville and they moved to Philadelphia. And Hughes with the puck, with the Flyers completing a change. The puck goes ahead off of Higgins deep into the Philadelphia zone. Mazar's there trying to get away from Kessler, and he does. Over the head. Skips past Garrison. The former Panther will get to it. This pass through a 3-on-2 potential break for the Canucks. Sattarelli will sidestep Mazaris' check. Shen could not clear. Shot BX, a deflection. Save Mason. Rebound. He's scrambling. He'll cover. Penalty coming up. Big stop, but there will be a power play for Vancouver when we return. Good Mercy University game notes. Wayne Simmonds, part of Flyers history. And we'll tell you about the 3 stars of the week of the NHL. There's the list. Wayne Simmonds, one of 3 Flyers to have 3 consecutive multi-goal games. None have ever made it 4 straight. And there are your 3 stars of the week in the NHL. Patrick Sharp, what a year he's having. Ryan Miller, that's U.S. Olympian starting goalie, and James Neal racking up the points for the Penguins.
Well, let's take a look at this penalty because it's a goal saver. Watch Shen as that puck comes right into the feet of Mason. The puck sitting right there, but no. Shen takes the Vancouver player right off the puck, or he would have had a wide open net. So Shen with the tripping call. Let's see if we get through this 2 minutes to make it a good penalty.
Mason also a save there and a tough deflection. So for the time being, it's a tie game, but now the Canucks with their 3rd power play, and they're going right to work. Here's Hamhuis to Garrison for the drive. Well off the mark, nearly decapitated Henrik Sedin, who's been having trouble with pucks hitting him up high here the last 2 nights. Here's Garrison. The pass for Daniel. It's tipped away as Timonen forced the play. Kessler after it. Coburn steps into Henrik, but Kessler emerges with the puck. Out to Hamhuis. Pass down low. Again, Timonen able to read that one. Henrik sent it to the slot. Adam Holland able to clear. Hamhuis moves in. Winds, fires off the glove of Mason. Rebound shot. Save Mason. He has it for the whistle. Mason making a lot of glove saves, but not squeezing the puck, but getting the job done for the most part.
But that one was tricky, kind of alive. Steve Mason, great focus on this play, not to lose visual contact with the puck, and that's the big issue for him. When things start melting out of control in front like this, know where the puck is.
He's been busy. 24 saves already. Flyers able to gain control off the draw. Chance to clear here for Giroux, and he will. Force the Canucks to go the length of the ice. Daniel Sedin, who recently spotted his 300th goal. 3 players in Canucks history to score 300 goals in Canucks uniform. All the way in he goes, all the way around behind. And he gets it out to Garrison across to Hamhuis. Looks in the middle. Kessler reaching for Mason, the save. And now it's Daniel Sedin. I don't know, Henrik. Send it behind the net. Nobody really home. Hamhuis will play it on the count. Back to Daniel. Now it's Henrik again. To the point, Garrison. Looking for a seam, none there. Henrik, cross ice, Hamhuis. Back out Garrison. The blast! And Mason the save. Reed hustling over but cannot clear. Hamhuis is there, flips one, knocked down, and Luke Shen will clear all the way down the ice.
That's a great get there by Mason because he had about 4 people in front of him. So he's strategically just staying in the right spot, hoping that puck gets through and doesn't get deflected.
And now it's Booth to Sattarelli. Sattarelli moving up, pass off the stick of Coburn. Booth back, the exit shot into heavy traffic, loose. Couturier is there to get it out of harm's way and clear to center and furthered by LeCavalier. Out of the box is Braden Shen. That's an offside call against Vancouver. Flyers back to full strength. Still tied in Vancouver.
Tied at 1 here in Vancouver. Flyers Canucks, but the other night in Edmonton, it was a shootout win. Michael Raffl is going to make this move. Take Brizgalov way out to the right, and then right there, outstanding shot by Michael Raffl. So he's our Geico quote. We want to know what he thought when he was selected. He says, I really didn't expect to be sent out there. I was ready to go, but you know what? And the bottom line of the whole thing is that I just go out there and I score. It doesn't mean, and I really enjoyed it.
I was ready to hold my helmet. I like that line. He was ready to hold his helmet and watch the shootout. But now I had to put that helmet on and go out there and win the hockey game. That's a good thing he did.
It's a good thing he didn't loosen his skates up.
That's right.
as guys have been known to do that have been benched, sitting at the end of the bench, and then get put out there in the third period and wait a minute, my skates are off.
Still work to do. Yeah, he looked cool as a cucumber. And boy, what patience he showed. Winning the game for the Flyers. Right off this face-off, a 3-on-2 developing. Flyers trying to get back to even things. Here's Booth. All the way around behind the Philadelphia net, collides with a teammate.
Good hit.
Yeah, Zach Kassian got him, and now the Flyers moving back the other way, but Hartnell will not be able to catch up to that pass. Garrison turns it over to LeCavalier. Simmons back to LeCavalier, and he lost control. The Exa will try the boards. Grossman steps into that. Simmons is there with good support to fling it back around behind the Vancouver net. And now it's cleared out to center ice. Simmons reaching back to get to it. And got it into the Vancouver zone. We tick down to 8 minutes remaining in this second period. Shots are 27-11 in favor of Vancouver, but it's 1-1. This is sort of the reverse of the game the other night for the Flyers in Edmonton. Here's Downey moving up. Downey looking for the return feed, but he's checked behind the net. Braden Shen gets to it. Shen to his brother Luke, and now Mazzaros sent one toward the net. It was blocked off by Bieksa. And ahead it goes to Santorelli. Santorelli to Higgins. Higgins onside. Moves the puck to Kessler. Kessler slams on the brakes. Looks back. His pass tipped by Downey. And then Luke Shen banks it out through center. Flyers could have had numbers, but a little too much on that off the stick of Luke Shen. And so Corrado is back to play it. Corrado, 5th round pick by the Canucks back in 11. Got it out to center. Kessler knocks it down. Turns with it. His pass tipped. And Raffl able to knock that puck down and move up. Right wing feed to Giroux. Giroux holds, takes a look, finds Coburn coming late. Coburn the shot! And it's blocked in front, or perhaps it was Lack. Either Kessler or Lack got in the way of it. And Santorelli will move it into the Philadelphia zone. Good job by the Flyers to find the defenseman joining the rush. The Flyers defense have certainly been exerting themselves more here of late. In fact, have the goal in the game tonight. The 9th goal by a Flyer defenseman in the last 11 games.
They pretty well have to join. Still only have 11 shots, and we're more than halfway through the game.
Jack Hansen to the puck for Vancouver. Now it's Garrison to Henrik Sedin, and across the line. He'll twirl it deep. Brothers after it. Gives it up the boards, but that's read beautifully by Hall. He starts the Flyers back the other way. To Giroux, 3-on-2. To Raffl. Raffl for Giroux. It's tipped away. Straight following up. Goes off his stick and ends up hitting a prone Daniel Sedin. And then out the other way go the Canucks as Tanev clears it deep into the Philadelphia zone. Henrik Sedin getting to it. Mazzaros got just enough of him to knock the puck away, and the Flyers again move it out. Rink wide feed from Hall to Reed. Reed trying to get a shot off. It's blocked. And steered out to the neutral zone by Vancouver. Luke Shen drifting back with it. Nearly overskated. Now he gets it back and gives to Mazzaros. Send it off Couturier's stick deep into the Vancouver zone. Reed first to it. Tried to center block. He's back after it now. Reed flipped it up the board. Simmons couldn't come up with it. Good job though by Couturier to get in the way of a Canuck, but finally it does. Bounce out to the neutral zone before Simmons sends it back in. Flyers in the middle of a change now as Couturier tries to get in the forecheck, but the Exa escapes to center. His pass off the stick deep into the Philadelphia zone. Oh no, it did not go off the stick. It's icing. And so the face-off all the way back down into the Vancouver zone.
Well, if you have any holiday cash to spend, you still have time to get a Flyers Santa sack. You've heard about them. They're fantastic. Each pack includes an autographed puck, 2 tickets to a 2014 Flyers game, 4 Adirondack Phantoms tickets, Flyers wall calendar, and more. Santa sacks still available.
They don't have to be Christmas presents, right? And all Vancouver in terms of shots, as you saw from the numbers at the top of your screen. 14-3 here in this period, 27-11 overall. But all that matters, those pucks go in the net, and it's 1-1 there. That puck hits the safety netting, and so play stopped. 5:08 remaining in the second period.
We're tied at 1 with 5 minutes to go here in the second period at Vancouver. Let's take a look at our Wells Fargo great check of the game. And Zach Ronaldo, watch. Zach Walton's going to go in the corner. Dalton Rather into the corner. And right there, you see that's a good check. Keeps his arms down, no elbowing, and then he finishes the check. Not even worried about the puck. And that's our Wells Fargo great check of the game.
Hits leader for the Flyers. 121 of them, although Luke Shen is beginning to catch up. Luke Shen piling up the hits of late, but Ronaldo with limited ice time, the hits leader.
So if there was a skating race between Jake Voracek and Zach Ronaldo, who would you bet on?
I might go Zach.
If you were betting the other day when they raced, you would have won.
Well, I'm going to go the safe way and say it would be a tie.
Such a politician you are, Coach. Here's Wayne Simmons. Trying to center, but it was out of the reach of Hartnell and ends up going all the way down the ice. Mason out of his net, plays it up the glass and out to the neutral zone. Here's Simmons trying to get the edge on Garrison. Simmons the shot! Save. Lackett went off his mask. The mask falls off, and as soon as that happens, play is whistled down. Hartnell has a word or two.
Black was offering Hartnell the mask. Yeah, he did shake it off, but I don't know whether it was because the strap popped or if he got hit up high. But he did shake it off. Good decision by Wayne Simmons to get rid of this edge. Sure hit him up high in the mask, and they know immediately if one of the snaps comes off, so that means the straps aren't holding the mask on tightly. You might as well just pop it off, because if the strap's on securely, you can't just throw it off like that.
Right. There's the shake.
He knew. Yeah, that's a heck of a move on his part. That's a pretty calm move there to be able to get the play stopped as soon as that helmet comes off.
Well, he'll get himself reassembled. Meantime, we tell you about Thursday night. Get ready for the Eagles in the playoffs. Join our panel of experts. We discuss the strategy that Chip Kelly will use against Drew Brees and the Saints. Watch the Kelly Drive, presented by Classic Nissan, Thursday night at 6:30 on Comcast Sportsnet. Congratulations to the Eagles. They head to the playoffs for the first time in 3 years. Take on those Saints on Saturday. We come your way from Vancouver. Rogers Arena. I just stayed up late with us to watch the Flyers and the Canucks. Here's Voracek swerving to the middle, dropping it back. Giroux, the shot, save, Black, rebound! Raffl had a crack at it, but Black stayed with it and was able to hang on.
It's the right mentality against Vancouver right now in this game where you've only got 13 shots. If the opportunity arises, sing it. That's exactly what Giroux did, looking for a rebound. Might have helped Raffl and Voracek if they stopped here in front, but you see where they are when Lack ended up squeezing it for the faceoff. They were already down to the goal line.
I love it when you see that trailer come in. Giroux comes in as a trailer. 4 Vancouver Canucks take 2 Flyers to the net. That allows Giroux the opportunity to take that shot. Raffl's going to the net, looking for that rebound like you mentioned.
Flyers gain control. LeCavalier. Reed. Heinzman takes a spill. Reed behind the net hoping for Couturier, but Canucks get in the way of that. And then a hit on Reed. Reed does a good job to protect that puck. Got it back to Couturier. Couturier looking for an open man with some room, but his pass snuffed out by Henrik Sedin. Now it pokes free. It goes to Reed, who turns and fires. Glove calmly by Lack. He saw it all the way.
Let's take a look at our Independence Blue Cross Fearless Play of the game. And this is taking one for the team, as Kevin Bieksa is going to get that one right in the head as he turns, and obviously he got stitches in that, but he came back immediately, and that's why it's our, we take a look at him right there, you can tell where he caught that puck. So that's our Independence Blue Cross Fearless Play of the game.
Yeah, he might have missed, what, 2-3 shifts?
Maybe.
He's right back out there.
You take a look at that, the marks on his face. It tells you how truly well protected the eye is by the bones around it, because he got cut above it and below it, and his eye's fine.
There's Mazzaros, a shot that's blocked. Look out, they chip it ahead, hoping for Hansen, and he will not be able to catch up to it. That was similar to the play. They sprung Hansen for a goal last night in Calgary, but the pass was right on the tape last night. Centering pass for Hansen there. Flyers read it beautifully, break it up. Hall, and to move that ahead to Ronaldo, but it's back in the corner. Mazzaros has to battle there. Continue to battle, but it comes straight to Hansen. For Henrik, off his stick, Daniel will track it down. Right back to his brother behind the net. Coburn couldn't stop him. Now Hansen escaping to the slot, got it back up in front. Hansen scores. Matter of time, the way they were cycling. Daniel Sedin spotting Hansen, and the Canucks lead for the first time tonight. It's 2-1.
Well, this is the one line you don't want to spend time in your zone. Hansen was important on this. He went in and supported behind the net and was able to dig the puck out and then get open himself in front.
And nobody went to him. He gives the puck. It's a give and go, but nobody picked him up as he came back in front of Mason. So when he got the pass, he had a wide open net.
No goals in consecutive games now for Hansen. Greg Berube's club behind for the first time tonight. And may have to spend more time in the offensive zone. Generated just 15 shots on goal, but 3 minutes remaining in the second period. Puck deflects and goes out of play in the neutral zone.
Well, the Flyers are going to be back home Wednesday, January the 8th. And they will be taking on the Montreal Canadiens that night. You can catch the game from a premium lower level seat. You can get access to a private bar, wait service, and restrooms. And all you have to do is call 215-389-9500 now for the latest special offers. Back home Wednesday, January 8th.
Off this face-off, the Canucks control. Garrison ahead off Booth to the neutral zone. And now Grossman ahead off Hartnell deep into the Vancouver. Garrison and Simmons. They go up. Hartnell also in there. But it's Cassian moving it to the middle. And Richardson speeds to center ice. Drops it off for Booth. The shot batted away by Mason. Cassian to Karam, dropping it back down low for Richardson. Trying to get away from Grossman. The X right along the blue line to Garrison. Now Cassian back. The shot deflected and it rides high and wide as Mason is waving at that one. Booth down low. Grossman. And this side, but a lot of blue jerseys over here. Now Streit will take it back behind the net. Look for another outlet. It's it back to Grossman. Grossman starts it up. Moves to Braden Shen. And he'll float one deep into the Vancouver zone. Raffle in after with Hami. He's able to get that one to the exit. And now head off the skate of Kessler. Giroux could not quite keep it in the zone, though, and the play is offside at the Vancouver line.
Well, we talked about John Tortorella's disposition being a little different here in Vancouver. He hasn't had any presser meltdowns yet in press conferences, as happened in New York. And not that he's softened at all. He's still a great coach, but he gave his guys 4 days off at Christmas. The Canucks had an entire week without a game.
Yeah.
And he gave them 4 days off. There was a mandatory 2 or 3. Is it mandatory 3 days?
Right,
3
mandatory
days.
3.
He gave them 4.
Right.
I had an opportunity to talk to him before the game, and I said, how you like it out here? He says, all new to me. I've really, really enjoyed it because he's always been an Eastern guy, originally from Boston.
Well, one thing you say about him, he's won wherever he goes, and he's winning here. Pass intercepted. Raffle trying to spring Giroux. Giroux cutting on in. Scores! With a man on his back. Giroux still finds a way and ties the game at 2. The captain does it again as he scores for a case of Tasty Cake.
On the play. Look at John Tortorella. He wants to see it again, too. Oh, Claude Giroux showing a burst of speed, first of all, to put himself in position to get the saddle onto his back. There it is. Raffle with a nice play up the middle. Oh, man. Two guys on him, Coatsy.
That's scary. You got two guys that are trying to swing their sticks at it. He uses his right arm right there to protect and then keep his stick with his left hand and then came back with the shot. That's highlight reel stuff right there.
Ho hum. He made it look so easy. Giroux is on the board with his 11th of the year. He's been a good luck charm for the Flyers. When he scores this year, they're 8-0-1. Shen clears that one out to center ice. So a goal here late in the second knocks this game back up. Legato. Comes Daniel. Henrik Sedin, Reed tightly marking him, knocks the puck away. Couturier will find LeCavalier out in center. Back across for Couturier, onside. Couturier, the shot. He tried to drag that puck into the middle of Bieksa. Knocked his shot aside. Hansen moves it into a Philadelphia line change. Coburn really missed that puck, but got it on the second try. But shovels it from his side of the red line, but it goes in on goal with a nice spin. It was going to be icing.
That's English, baby.
Yeah. Took one of your chip shots. Coburn has all kinds of problems with Santorelli, who steals, centers it out in front. But now it's Simmons guiding it out through center as the horn sounds. Ending period number 2. Claude Giroux with his 11th tally of the year, tying this game late in period number 2. Deuces are wild here in Vancouver through 40 minutes.
Well, the score was 2-1 Vancouver, so now we've got our power back rehabilitation comeback goal of the game. And this is a beauty. Claude Giroux holds off the defenseman on one side. You got people on the other side. And no, he just takes the puck and fires it right between the legs of Black. And that is our power back comeback. We're going to take one more look at it. That's how good this is. He gets a great pass from Michael Raffl. Holds off the defender, then comes back on the forehand and ties the score. That's why it's our power back comeback rehabilitation comeback goal of the game.
17 points in the last 9 games for Claude Giroux. Second period brought to you by Kia. To learn more, visit kia.com. Also brought to you by the Pennsylvania Lottery. Tonight's Mega Millions jackpot now has an estimated annuity of $47 million. So play today. Pennsylvania Lottery proceeds benefit older Pennsylvanians. Players must be 18 years or older. John Borak, Al Morganti, and Tim Panaccio are back with more analysis after this timeout. Flyers, Canucks tied at 2 after 2. Tonight's third period on Comcast Sportsnet. Brought to you by your Philadelphia Super Network Buick GMC dealers. And by McDonald's. Now at McDonald's, any size iced coffee, or sweet tea is just $1. McDonald's, I'm loving it. Started the second period with the lead, fell behind, and then tied back up. So 2-2 through 2, and there are your Sugar House Casino statistics.
Well, the Flyers aren't getting it done with raw numbers, especially the shots on goal. They have been opportunists in this game, and that's been enough so far to take it to the third period tied.
Here's a breakdown of the scoring in that second period. Tom Sestito tied it at 1. Yannick Hansen put the Canucks on top, but then Captain Claude Giroux in his 11th of the year ties it back up. GMC NHL update. We'll take a tour around the NHL, starting with the game between Washington and Ottawa. With the advantage at tying the game right there at 1 for the Senators, who are starting to play some better hockey. And a nice little flip pass there. Bobby Ryan to Kyle Turris. Ottawa wins it 3-1 eventually. Blackhawks and Kings just one goal in this game. Brandon Saad reaching for that one and gets the only goal as the Hawks shut out the Kings 1-0. And the Red Wings playing Nashville, wild one here. 3-2 game at this point. The Predators make it 4-2, 4-3 now, and Colin Wilson lifts that one up over Jimmy Howard. The Predators go on to a 6-4 win as they try to get themselves back into the playoff picture out west. GMC NHL update. Everything else in the NHL done except for what we have here in Vancouver. A 2-2 game as the third period commences. Ryan Kesler and Claude Giroux. Could they be facing each other in Sochi in a couple months? Possibly.
Could happen.
Kesler, American-born. Here is Voracek winding and blasting off of Black's glove to the corner. Around behind the net. Voracek trying to step in front, but he was cut off by Tanev. And the Canucks move back to center ice. Hamhuis with the puck. To the Philadelphia line, a little wrister that's smothered by Mason. And a whistle stopping play. 26 seconds into the third. It is now Tuesday morning back east. We thank you for hanging with us back east. Here it's still Monday night in Vancouver. That's us along with our great crew from Rogers Arena, bringing you the Flyers and Canucks as they wrap up their season series.
Quick turnaround for the Flyers in Calgary tomorrow night, taking on the Flames, a team that Vancouver shut out in Calgary 2-0 last night.
Yeah, the Flames have played 2 games since the Christmas break and have not scored a goal yet. So that's going to be a hungry team tomorrow night, or back east, I guess, later on tonight. And the final game of 2013 for the Flyers. In fact, game time start Eastern time just after 9 o'clock, so we'll pretty much be bringing in the new year back east. Who cares about the ball dropping in New York? Join us for some hockey instead. Uh-oh, look out here. 2-on-1 for the Canucks. And it's Henrik Sedin blasting high and wide all the way out to the point. There's Daniel. He lost control. And it does go out to the center ice area. Reed and Daniel battling forward, and Couturier comes up with it. Got it ahead to Lecavalier. Lecavalier, dipsy-doos, cuts in front! Oh, he's denied at the last moment by Lack. And now the stretch pass that onside. Daniel Sedin! Save! Mason takes a peek behind him, but he's got it. Chances at both ends. Goaltenders with the answers.
Oh, man. Thank you for the entertainment. Vinny Lecavalier pulled the puck into his skates and then cut in front. Eddie Lack with a little poke check there before Vinny Lecavalier could get the shot away.
I was worried about it's going to be close at one end, have them come back the other way. Look at this. Shot by Sedin, and right there, Mason makes a great save. A little worrisome. It looked like he was looking behind him.
Just making sure, Coach. Just making sure.
I think Sedin was trying to go under his arm, and he squeezed it in his armpit, and you never know if that's a puck in there, or if your equipment's bunched up, or I don't know, squirrel jumped up in there. I don't know.
Flyers moving on in. Hartnell's shot denied by Lack as then Hartnell tumbles into the boards. He's after the puck as he's back up on his skates. Bieksa is checked. Flyers swarming to it behind the cage, but it makes its way to Booth. And David Booth gets away from Braden Shen, but his pass off the mark intercepted by Mazzaros. We hit the 2-minute mark of period number 3. We've had a ton of chances already. Hamhuis will flutter that one in on Mason, so no icing. Grossman takes care of Sestito, but now the puck picked up by Dalpe. Zach Dalpe dropping it back off for Sestito, who has one of the Vancouver goals. He rolls it around to the other side of the ice. Hall clearing it up the middle for Downey. Downey could not get it out of the zone. Sestito picks his pocket, drops it back out. Here's a shot. That one deflected and went into the safety netting. Dorado with the shot. It hit a flyer on the way in and went out of play. And now some words.
Well, the Flyers Wives Carnival is less than a month away, and this is your chance to meet your favorite Flyers. You can get tickets at FlyersCarnival.com and make plans to experience the Carnival on January the 26th. It's at the Wells Fargo Center, and you will not regret it.
Look who's there. Look.
I plan on being there again, too.
Absolutely. We'll all be there.
Never met anybody that has told me they didn't have anything other than an all-star experience at the Carnival.
Yeah, the players who arrive in Philadelphia, as Tom Sestito once did, are always amazed at their first Carnival. Some newcomers to the scene for the Flyers this year, I'm sure, will be similarly impressed.
Nothing like it. Nothing even close.
Well, this puck drifts out to the neutral zone off the draw. Back in it goes, straight. Recaptures for Philadelphia. Grossman ahead on the money to Voracek, but he's bumped. Carrying on is Giroux. Giroux into the zone. The shot. Save made by Lack. Raffle to the rebound. Got it to Voracek. His shot deflected. Bounces to Raffle. Raffle turning away. In the slot. Straight shot. Save made. Rebound. Gobbled up by Santorelli. Boy, Raffle has great vision of the ice.
Sure does.
Canucks coming right back with numbers. The pass in the middle. The shot. Mason, the save on Kessler. Boy, not exactly tight hockey so far. Now the puck in the slot again. Mason trying to find it to cover. No whistle yet. It's still loose. Santorelli behind the net. And it's Giroux. Takes it away from him. Rolls it up, but not out. Tanev keeps it in. Floats one off of Giroux to the corner. Kessler to it. Angles shot. Hits Santorelli. Bounces through to Higgins. Higgins back to Santorelli. Changing direction. Santorelli centers, and that shot by Bieksa was blocked in front, but given away. Higgins steals, but set it back through, and it'll go out to the neutral zone. I'm not sure the coaches are enjoying this as much as we are, but it has been a lot of fun here early in the third.
Kind of an adventure.
Chances, and I'm talking great chances at either end of the ice. Couturier trying that angle shot again, but it caught the outside of the net. Now Cassian playing around behind. Harrison up the wall. That'll find Timonen in center. To Coburn. And beyond Lecavalier, where they wave off icing as Lack's out to play it. To Bieksa. And off Booth's stick. Kept in by the hustling Reed, but then punched out by Bieksa to center. Coburn has it. Lecavalier still in the zone as he accepts that pass, so it's offside.
Well, we all have different stories with Flyers fans. How about this lady right here from Cherry Hill, New Jersey? She's on the 5-day road trip. And what happened here is that it was her 40th birthday, so she gave herself a present. And that present is the 5-day road trip that the Flyers are presently on. Of course, going from Edmonton, Vancouver, then tomorrow night, New Year's Eve in Calgary, then on to Colorado, and ending up in Phoenix. Rachel Donner's her name.
Well, Rachel, glad to have you with us on this long trip. I'm sure she enjoyed the below zero temperatures in Edmonton. You know, she is a true Flyers fan.
Is she on the charter?
No, I don't think so. I didn't see her at least. But she's making it. It's a long journey, almost 7,000 air miles. Air and bus miles. I guess, I don't know if she's taking the last leg of the trip to New Jersey. The net
I was going
off
to say
its
that, no.
moorings here, so play stop.
I don't think you go from Phoenix to Newark.
Hansen cross-check on Simmons. Well after the whistle. Hartnell comes in with a word or two. Coburn having a little talk with the Canuck as well.
That's Kevin Bieksa, and he's not going to get a free pass just because he's got some thread in his cheek and his eyebrow. Well, is there any doubt about Claude Giroux's A-game being back? If you're still wondering, this goal against Columbus that capped an incredible home comeback from just an impossible play. That was the game winner. That was December the 19th. And then tonight, defending from the right and the left. And oh, by the way, you still got to pick a spot and a hole and find your way to get the puck into the back of the net. That's what Giroux has done to make this a 2-2 game here.
Raffles, Giroux, Voracek, yeah. They have put it together. Now, some of those points have come with Giroux and Voracek on the power play, but the bottom line is that has been a productive trio. Giroux now. Well, the Flyers don't get this puck out of the zone, and that's always dangerous when the Sedins are on the ice. Here's Henrik. Bring it around. That's going to skip back to the point, and nobody's home. That's a break.
Sure wish we'd picked Giroux as our standout star. Oh, wait.
We did, yes.
We did.
After a lot of thought and deliberation. Made that call. In the month of December, you could name him your standout star in each and every game, and you wouldn't go wrong. He has 19 December points. Flyers unable to clear. Couturier over to get to it, and he's going to make no mistake here and get air underneath it and clear it all the way down, but it's going to skip wide of the net, and that makes it icing. So the Flyers have to keep the players out on the ice with this draw. You know, Claude Giroux now has just Evgeny Malkin with more points than he has over the last 3 NHL seasons. And it says something. Even though he had a slump to start this season, he had some moments during the shortened year last year where he went a little cold, but he is a point producer. There's a point shot. Mason the save off of Garrison, and it must have gone out of play leading to that whistle.
There are a lot of players in this league that are offensively talented. Crosby and Malkin both missed significant amounts of time in the last 3 years. Part of the secret is staying healthy, but the other part is the skill, the talent, and the drive. Now he plays the game. I mean, I did not know that until you told me that before the game. That's a remarkable number.
That's why he's got to be on the Canadian Olympic team. No two-way about it. Because he just brings so much to the table. There's been a lot of discussion about players and how they're playing, but he's got such an upside.
Actually, a couple chances there. One on a deflection, but it went high and wide. Now the Flyers will move ahead. Here is Simmons. Wide to the right wing. Wayne Simmons centers, goes all the way through. Mazaris was in, and the Canucks speed back, turning into a 2-on-1. Cassian centers. Mason the save on Booth. Steve Mason mark it down. Keeps this game tied.
Are you kidding me? What a save.
Ronaldo will backhand in. Mason with now 34 saves in this game, and he's had some dazzlers. And here's Cassian, some more great moves. The shot blocked by Timonen. Flyers need to tighten up some, and now play stopped. The puck was hit with a high stick. I don't believe it's a penalty, just the puck played with a high stick. 2-2 in Vancouver.
2-2, the Flyers and the Canucks. Here in the third period, let's take a look at our Hyundai save of the game, and it's just a few seconds ago. Watch as Cassian's going to bring this puck right down 2-on-1. He's got Booth going to the net. Watch, nice little saucer pass, and somehow, look at that, right leg just thrown right out. Luke Schenn, the only guy back, but oh yeah, Mason's behind to make our Hyundai save of the game.
See how quickly Mason got up to after making the save. Just remarkable. He's now faced 20 more shots tonight than he did 2 nights ago total in Edmonton.
Yeah, he's worked up more of a sweat here this evening. Not much question about that. Santorelli got up by Strite. Drew in there battling as well. He knocks down Higgins not once but twice. And Higgins and Santorelli end up with the puck. Here is Higgins. Ridden by Strite. Higgins looking in the middle, and Strite stayed with him and deflected his centering pass away. Tanev keeps it in. And now it skips past Higgins all the way out to Voracek. Voracek trying to protect the puck from Santorelli. The Canucks really working hard along the wall. The Flyers doing their best to try to tie them up and get this puck out of the zone. Voracek ahead. Giroux will flutter it out to the neutral zone. This Tanev is back. Young defenseman for the Canucks, 24 years of age. Ends up tumbling to the ice. Raffl in on the forecheck. Raffl's lost his stick. It sits behind the Vancouver net. And the Canucks come away with the puck. Here's Hamhuis. Hamhuis once a Nashville Predator. They just produced defenseman down there. Timonen to Coburn. Ahead for LeCavalier, whipping it across ice into the Vancouver personnel change. Lee couldn't get the puck deep. The pass ahead is cut off by Coburn, dropping it to Meszaros. Now Andre gets it back. Meszaros weaving his way to center ice. Carries in to LeCavalier for the shot, and the stick save made by Lack. Daniel Sedin now. Moving up, 3-on-2 developing. Flyers trying to get back. Daniel Sedin's cross ice pass tipped. And he goes high in the air and out of play.
Well, if you have any memories of watching the Philadelphia Phantoms play, you can relive those when the Adirondack Phantoms come back home to take on the Hershey Bears Saturday, February the 1st, and the Bridgeport Sound Tigers on Saturday, February the 22nd. Both of those games at the Wells Fargo Center, and tickets start at just $10. Great
Flyer
franchise.
prospects, yeah, and
great to see them moving back to the Lehigh Valley.
yes. Brand new arena next year.
That'll be great.
There's Matt Reed from the red line, shoveling it deep. Harrison after it. Now Reed instead of Jannik Hansen. He starts back with it. And the Sedin brothers with him. Mason bats that one away. Henrik around behind for Daniel. Daniel checked by Grossman, but there's Henrik. Couturier working on him. Couturier has him pinned. And then the defenseman has moved in on the play. Finally it comes free. The Flyers get to it. There's actually Yannick Weber, the defenseman, in. Now the puck hit with a high stick. And shot by Hansen on Couturier when Downey didn't like that. Couturier didn't like that. And it gets a little nasty here. Reed all tangled up with a player as well. And that is a bit of a cheap shot because Hansen knows that Couturier is waiting not to play the puck because the Canucks had just touched it with a high stick, and he took a shot at him up high, upper chest.
Sean Couturier had a monster shift. You know, he's the guy that did the hard work back behind the goal to win the battle along the boards. Yeah, the Canucks were not going to touch the puck because it would have resulted in a whistle. I still think it's the dumbest play in the world for any player to reach up way over his head to try to make contact with a puck.
Yeah.
And most players do it.
Sometimes it's instinctive, but you're right.
Nothing good's going to happen because look at it. Here's the work by Sean Couturier in the corner along the wall against Henrik Sedin. Sedin's got his skate blade on the puck. He's just trying to outweight Couturier, and Couturier is not going anywhere. The refs are yelling at him to move it. Remember the last time one of these scrums happened, the Canucks won it and generated a scoring chance and had Chris Higgins involved in it, but they didn't win that one against Couturier.
David Booth moving up for Vancouver, back to live action, spins it around behind the Philadelphia net. Hartnell has it, flips it in the middle. Simmons left it for Braden Shen. Shen's checked, and the Canucks punch it right back out through center. Luke Shen back to get the puck.
You take a look at that play by Couturier. A lot of people don't realize that's a centerman's job to get down and help the defenseman below the goal line.
Now Braden Shen. Wayne Simmons back to the other side of the ice. Here's Timonen. Timonen trying to center. Bieksa had other ideas. Kimmo gets it back. Brayden Schenn behind the net. Takes a look in front. Tried to bank that one in, or perhaps find Simmons, but it was tipped away. And now Booth will bounce one to the right of Mason. Coburn is back to get it. Braden Coburn drops it back to Timonen. As we hit the midpoint of this third period, still tied at 2. Coburn to Downey. Downey turns and from the red line sends it diagonally into the Vancouver zone. Kind of his back, and they'll just play it out to center. Grossman with off a stick. Canucks whack it back through the center ice. That goes all the way down. They say no icing. Grossman has to play this. Grossman waiting to absorb the hit. The puck bounces free, and now it's Ronaldo banking it off the glass to the neutral zone. Flyers still playing 4 lines in this tight game. They've got that game tomorrow. Oh, Downey upends a player in center. That's a penalty. So Steve Downey will go to the box. Vancouver to the power play. Downey, the box.
Well, with 9 minutes and 30 seconds to go, right there, that's not a good penalty to take at this time. That's Dale Weiss that's going to get tripped up in the neutral zone. Downey gets a little bit too aggressive there. The Flyers have to kill off this one.
Canucks, their 4th power play.
Lonely feeling for Steve Downey to be in that box right now, and this will be an awfully long 2 minutes. Hopefully he'll be in there for 2 minutes.
Hamhuis to the puck for Henrik, and now Daniel in front, tipped away by Timonen. Kessler trying to get that puck free. Henrik does, and they get it back out to Garrison. Digs it off the wall, right back to Henrik Sedin. Canucks captain will drop it back off to his brother. Now it's Garrison again for Daniel and Henrik. And back to Daniel. Shot blocked in front by Coburn. Daniel turns with it. This passes back to Henrik and out to Garrison. They're moving it around well, aren't they? Here's Hamhuis holding, angled it through. It went off Sedin's stick. Daniel at the side of the net. Henrik has it back to Daniel again. 40 seconds into the power play. They've had control the entire time. Kessler the blast. Save Mason. And Hamhuis could not bury the rebound. It's cleared by Hall. First relief of the pressure right there.
When the Flyers can bend, but they can't break.
Halfway through the power play, here's Henrik. They'll drop it back to Hamhuis. And now it's Henrik again all the way across. Hamhuis deals to Henrik. He's forced by Raffl. Now Daniel. Back out Garrison. Right back to Daniel. They're in no rush. They have plenty of poise, that is for sure. Daniel again. Holding on. Flyers try to block off the middle. Hamhuis in from the point. Gets it back out. Garrison shot. Save Mason. Rebound to Luke Schenn. He'll bank it all the way down.
That's how you do it. The Flyers will take that shot from the center point all night long as there isn't a screen in front. And Steve Mason could see that one.
And the Canucks are putting a man right in the middle of the box. Puts a lot of pressure on the box, and that's really creating a little bit of a problem in front of Mason.
One last rush with the power play. Timonen got the puck to Coburn behind the net, and Coburn takes a look and sends it off the boards all the way down. That'll do it. Flyers back to full strength. A sigh of relief from Steve Downey. And this game remains tied with 7:22 to go in the third. Santorelli moving well, but beating him into the zone was Booth. Offside the call.
See if the Flyers can bounce back with a little push, little shove back of momentum here after killing off that penalty. Good job by the penalty killer. Sean Couturier had piled up 15.5 minutes in ice time even before that penalty kill, and he got about a minute out there, so he'll come close to the 20-minute mark.
I thought the best scoring chance there on that power play was by Kessler with the big drive, and then Hamhuis right to the right of Mason.
Just about 17 minutes now of ice time in this game for Sean Couturier. One of those games where he hasn't shown up on the score sheet, but he's been good. Turnover by Mason. The shot stopped by Mason in front, and then Streit got it out of harm's way, and the Flyers able to clear the zone. Tanev back, winds it in. Richardson lets it go. Bieksa shot, save Mason, and the rebound kicked all the way out toward the boards. Reaching for it is Giroux, now moving the other way. And they're onside. Giroux, in heavy traffic, lost it back out to the neutral zone. Streit circling, looking for Giroux. Did a great job to get to that puck, but then couldn't get it past the defenseman Tanev. And it's back into Philadelphia ice. Meszaros to Streit. Streit At the red line, couldn't get it in. Hartnell drifting into the zone, was well ahead of the puck, and now the other way go the Canucks. Here's Booth. Waiting. Booth swings wide, fans. Takes it back. And Hammies had his shot go off the heel of his stick to Daniel Sedin. Edric back behind the net. They're back out on the ice again, the Sedin twins. Working the puck down low, but a good steal by Hartnell. Hartnell then trying to move that ahead to Simmons. It wasn't there on the second decision. Hartnell decides to just drill it into the zone. He gets all tangled up with Daniel Sedin over by the Vancouver bench.
You got both Sedin twins over there, and I like that. Keep them busy over there.
There's Booth trying to knife his way in. Booth wrapped up by Grossman. We've taken below 6 minutes to play in the third period. Puck bounces free to Kessler. Kessler worked down by Schenn. Now it bounces free behind the net to Santorelli. Santorelli banks it back up, but Bieksa had a bouncing puck to deal with and could not keep it in the zone. Now he's checked by Downey. Reed picks up the puck. Matt Reed in across the line. Reed holds, fires high and well wide all the way out to the line. Great job by Couturier to get there to keep it in the zone. Rims it around the glass. Bieksa there. Harrison sends it up for Higgins. Luke Schenn pinches, tries to keep it in the zone. Downey helps him do that. There's the crowd trying to urge the Canucks on. They've hit 40 shots now to 21 for the Flyers, but it's tied where it matters. Zaros back to Luke Schenn. Will twisted up the boards for Downey, who chops it ahead. Reed with a pass for Couturier. Couturier in across the Vancouver line, stops, and then just flings one to the corner. It's time to get off the ice on a change for Couturier. Richardson starts back for Vancouver. Richardson from the angle sends one wide of the net. Booth waiting for it. Back for Cassian. He couldn't knock it down. Voracek wheels back with it. Jake Voracek without a point in this game to Raffl. Giroux gets to Voracek. Voracek banks it in, tries to get to him himself. He does. Voracek to the middle, looking for Giroux. Giroux to Raffl. Raffl shot! Save made by Lack. Now Giroux banned on the first pass, taking it back to Timonen, who flips one. That's blocked in front. Giroux racing over after it, but Tanev there to play it for Vancouver. Amius up the wall. That's read by Timonen, who jams it around to Voracek. Voracek behind the net, holds. Voracek wheels to the corner with it. Voracek, oh, he tried to play it back to Giroux, but Giroux had drifted toward the boards, and it goes out to center. Now Mason quickly ahead, but it's out of the reach of Timonen and makes that icing.
Oh, that was such a tough play because Timonen did such a great job of pinching. Had Raffl chasing down the puck. Timonen comes firing in, then Voracek has the ability. That's just a tough play. That's a tough one for Timonen right there.
Craig Berube going to call a timeout here.
He's probably thinking about it. He has some tired players on the ice, although they'd actually made the change for the most part, but he does indeed call his timeout. 3:54 remaining. Berube, instructions for his team. He's got a team that will be road warriors through the new year. Calgary tomorrow night, Colorado on Thursday, Phoenix on Saturday, and then home before a bus trip to New Jersey to wrap up the road trip. The Flyers in the middle of 6 straight games against the Western Conference. With a win tonight, they'll be 6-6-1 against the West. That's good. There are not many Eastern teams that are 500 against the West.
So true.
They do have work to do to get that win. There's the Metropolitan Division. The Flyers also with a win tonight would be within 3 points of Washington for second place with a game still in hand.
The Vancouver Canucks have, typical of most Western Conference teams, a lopsided record against the Eastern Conference teams. Vancouver's got 8 wins against Metropolitan Division teams alone.
Yeah.
One of those was against the Flyers, but they got 7 against other teams too.
8-2-1 against the Metro Division, 12-4-2 against the East. As Craig Berube
got 6. Flyers have 6 players on the
I
ice.
think the argument here is who was on the ice.
Yes.
Well, and they're trying to figure that out now. Raffl had gone to the bench, but now he comes back out. Both Simmons and Hartnell are going to the bench because they did have the extra player.
You know what? Claude Giroux had gone off too. He should not be out there, but Berube wants him out there.
He takes the draw. Voracek pokes the puck to him and gets it back. And the Flyers flip it out to the neutral zone. Raffl trying to get that puck deep, but it goes off a stick and out of play. 3:45 to go in the third. Still tied. Tonight's Flyers-Canucks game was brought to you by Toyota. See where Toyota takes you. Test drive one at your Toyota dealer. Toyota, let's go places. By Bud Light, it's the sure sign of a good time. Here we go. And by Wells Fargo. When you're considering buying your first home, Wells Fargo is with you. Wells Fargo, together we go far. Beautiful Vancouver. Great shot there. Got a great hockey game here tonight. 2-2, 3:45 remaining in the third. And the Flyers win the neutral zone draw. Timonen will play it ahead for LeCavalier. And he will chop it into the Vancouver zone. Bieksa back to get it. Reverses for Garrison. Cavalier there barrels into Garrison, but the puck ahead. Daniel Sedina pass that Hansen tips to Bieksa. Bieksa flips it, and Mason will grab that one and hang right on to it.
Well, let's take a look at our Toyota turning point. The Flyers are down 2-1. Then all of a sudden, Michael Raffl's going to do an outstanding job of getting the puck up to close Drew. Now he's got not one but two players all over him. Look, wards off the one defender with one hand, comes back on the forehand and ties the hockey game 2-2, and that is our Toyota turning point.
Banging on a drum down there or something, Coatsy?
Yeah, I was down here with my drums.
Up the draw. Look out. Cutting to the slot. Hansen lost control. Now tries to center it. It bounces off the side of the net. Amuse from the angle hit Hansen in the skates. Now second try off of Daniel Sedin to the corner. Around to the other side of the ice. It's Hansen. First to it. Timonen gets to him, but Hansen twirls it down low for Daniel. Coburn wraps him up. And now Henrik trying to get it back to Daniel. Went off a skate to Matt Reed. Reed will maneuver to center and then swing it through center, but right to Hamuse. Hamuse right back to Daniel Sedin. He'll flip one, bat it away, and then it goes in! Off of Luke Schenn. And the Canucks take the lead.
The Flyers were unable to get the puck through the neutral zone and deep into Vancouver's end. And anytime the Sedin twins counterattack, you're looking at something bad that could happen. Steve Mason pushed the puck back out with his blocker. It might have gone off of Luke Schenn's skate or his pad or his stick, but it did, and up and over Steve Mason and in.
That is just bad luck. But you got to give Sedin a lot of credit because he actually just trying to get something going by getting the shot on net.
Hansen may have deflected that puck on its way in to Mason originally, so if that's the case, he would get the goal. The Canucks take the lead, 2.5 to play. Flyers need to get the puck and get to work offensively. But they turn it over instead. Here's Kassian. Whipping it along. That's taken back by Simmons. Wayne Simmons kicks it out of his skates. Moves it on the right wing to Hartnell. Hartnell has a look and backhands it off the side of the net. And Lack just kicks that one away. Grossman keeps it in with his skate to Simmons. Wayne Simmons trying to protect the puck. Gets it back out to Grossman. Across for Streit. Streit fakes the shot. Cuts to the middle. Takes the shot. Save, rebound. It's loose. They jam for it. Still no whistle, and finally play stops. Oh, the Flyers that close to tying it back up.
That puck was loose. Now the referee, Kazari, is standing right up on top of the net, over Lack, seeing where that puck is. Everybody is just crowding the net, and Lack was the last one to see this puck.
Boy, look at the Canucks boxing out Flyers, though. And Coachy, when you interviewed Mark Streit after the first period, he said, being that left-hand shooting guy on the right side lets me walk the puck across the blue line a little easier. That's how he got the shot away. Good decision by Streit.
Off the draw, Flyers after the puck. Mason will have to look to the bench. We're down to 1:46 to play. As the Flyers have control in the offensive zone, Mason inching his way up the ice. He's about halfway between the blue line and the net, but the Flyers can't get complete control. And now the Canucks will make it easy on him. They ice it. Icing the call, and with 90 seconds remaining in the third, the Flyers with an opportunity to pull their goaltender.
While the face-off being down here, you would think Mason would come out right now. Remember now, the timeout has been used by the Philadelphia Flyers. Giroux taking the face off for the Philadelphia Flyers. And you got LeCavier out there also if he gets thrown out.
What's going on with equipment repair?
Tanev's over by the Vancouver bench. Just now needed an equipment repair, but he's a positional player. He should go off the ice.
Yeah, you're not allowed to do that.
So the face-off here to the right of Lack. 6 skaters on 5, empty net. Flyers try to get the puck. Goes back to the point team and did keep it in. Giroux backhands it around for Simmons. Simmons centering. It's loose. But LeCavier really couldn't get to it. And now Streit kept it in. Got it down low. Voracek tripped up by the net evidently. The referee pointing at the net. No call. And the Canucks clear the zone. Streit has it back. Flyers are out of the zone, but LeCavier had trouble controlling. He lost it. Voracek has to go back and get it. Voracek up the middle to Simmons. Simmons in across the line. He'll play it deep. Now the Flyers making changes as they get the puck in. Bieksa hits Simmons. It bounces in front of Lack. Decides to cover up. And Voracek is irate. He felt he was tripped up.
Eric Furlat's adamant that he actually got tripped up by the net. Voracek is taking exception to it. They're still having a conversation about it, but I don't think you're going to see Jake win this one.
No, but trust me, you know exactly where the post is. Oh, hey, it was his stick. It was Eddie Lack's stick. Yeah. For one thing, Lack's pads were protecting Jake from the net. Anyway, that's ancient history.
Draw is to Lack's right. Couturier will take the face-off. Flyers win the draw. Reed centering. They score! Braden Shen rams it home, and they've tied it up. 3-3. With less than a minute to play, the Flyers with a goaltender pulled have even things. Braden Shen scores for a case of Tasty Cake.
Oh, what a cool-headed play by Matt Reed, slipping through on the face-off and getting it out front. Braden Shen finishing it. Oh, man.
You know, the Canuck player doesn't box Reed out. He just let him come right through. So that gave him the opportunity to get the puck straight out there. That was Bieksa, who didn't do a good job on Reed. And that's our power back, rehabilitation, comeback goal again. That's 2 in this one. As watch Reed gets the puck, comes down to the bottom of the circle. There goes Braden Shen off the pipe, and bang, we got ourselves a tie hockey game.
Braden Shen breaking a 16-game goalless drought in the nick of time. Look out, though. Here come the Canucks. Daniel Sedin dropping it to his brother. The brothers are out there again. You got to finish this game. That puck will drift out to the neutral zone. 25 seconds remaining in the third. And the Canucks looking for one more push. Deflected in by Daniel Sedin. Would have been icing, but Mason plays the puck. And now they clear the zone. The arm was up. It would have been icing, but Mason went out to play it. Matthews fired. That one goes off a skate right into the slot to Hansen. Hansen shot blocked off by Grossman. Now Henrik Sedin tries to center. Bounces through to Daniel. Daniel to Henrik behind the net. 2 seconds. He waits. He holds. And time runs out. We finally found something that can stop the Sedins. The clock. 60 minutes in the books. The Flyers have garnered at least a point out of this one. Braden Shen ending a long drought with a goal at 19:13. It's 3-3.
And Braden Shen had such a quiet game. Didn't notice him a lot in this one. But Craig Berube going with him because his main line guys, I mean, Claude Giroux and his wingers were a little tired. They've been out there for half a minute. Here's the play. Look at Matt Reed on the left side. But the key play was made by Hartnell, who's lined up on the right hash marks. Watch number 19 for the Flyers here, Scott Hartnell. When the puck came to him, it looked like Hartnell pushed it over to Braden Shen. If it wasn't Hartnell, it was a Canucks stick. One way or the other, it came perfectly to Braden Shen on this play.
Yeah, it was after the Vancouver Canuck player actually blocked it and tried to move it from that angle, Bill.
And Hartnell gets the assist along with Reed.
Oh, yeah. Good.
Shen's 8. Mazda top shelf performers in this one as we get ready for the overtime. Giroux, another big night. Couple helpers for Raffl. Braden Shen has tied it. The Sedin twins have been very good, as usual, and Eddie Lack, 23 stops. Don't forget Steve Mason in that group, though. He's made 39 saves in this game. The Canucks, their overtimes are usually pretty exciting. They have won 5 games in the 5-minute overtime period. 5-2 in games decided in the overtime. Flyers just 1 decision in overtime this year. They're 0-1 in games decided in the extra session. That was the loss down in Carolina on Manny Malhotra's goal. So each team has a point. 1 more up for grabs. Here's Couturier. Couturier moves in and then drops it off. Reed spins with the puck. Back to Couturier. His pass kept in the zone by Coburn, and now Timonen for Reed. Reed gotten to by Garrison. And Daniel Sedin flips it back around behind the net. Coburn got his stick in there. Reed also digging away. And now the Canucks looking to move the puck into the offensive zone and get the Sedin twins to work. Bieksa starts up. Bieksa will carry on. He'll play it deep into the Philadelphia zone. Grossman turns, but could not get the puck. It's Bieksa instead. Plays it back out. There's Daniel Sedin stabbing it into the corner. Coburn fans, and Henrik Sedin comes up with a puck. It comes out in front. Loose puck. Hamhuis is there. Backhander goes wide. Henrik's pass intercepted. Giroux couldn't come away with it cleanly. Now he'll go across ice to Grossman. The good news for the Flyers, the Sedin twins are done for 1 shift. And here's Voracek over-skating as he gets to center. Now he has it back. Spins it across the line. Voracek the pass. And then Streit a shot in front. Great shot by Giroux again with a man all over him in the save. Comes back out in front. Giroux is there. He's checked. He stays with it, but it bounces back toward the point. Mazars cannot get there. Kessler pushes it ahead. And is after the puck. It's tipped up in the air by Streit, who's had a whale of a hockey game, and the Flyers have it back. It's Giroux. Giroux waits and now hits Hartnell. Hartnell in across the line. Winds, and his pass kept in by Timonen. Timonen back to Hartnell, too hot to handle. Bounces through to Garrison. Garrison will get to Weber. Weber moves it up, and there's Hansen. Hansen in across the line, takes it out of his skates, turns with it and fires, blocked off by Luke Schenn. The angle shot in the net off its moorings as that shot went wide from Santorelli, and play is called.
Boy, good start to the overtime for the Flyers. Giroux with the best scoring chance. Really negating the Sedins on their first shift of OT. Good play by Jake Voracek to keep this thing alive. Look at Giroux. Wow. He was airborne when he made contact on the spin around.
Boy, I tell you, this, what a player. He's acrobatic.
Oh, Giroux, look at that breakdown. He had 20 points in his first 30 games. He has 17 in his last 9. I'd say that's picking up the pace just a tad.
Send that one to Mr. Yzerman.
Those decisions, for the most part, have been made. The teams will be announced here in the next couple days. The U.S. team will be announced right after the Winter Classic. Coburn behind the net, lost the puck. He tries to get it back. It's Henrik Sedin playing it to Bieksa. Across ice it comes to Hamhuis. Hamhuis into the slot. That one goes all the way through. Brayden Schenn trying to get over to clear. Bieksa beats him to it. And Henrik Sedin will pitch it down low. Mazzaros wrapped up by Daniel. Mazzaros got the puck, but then Henrik was right there. And he gets it back to Daniel. Daniel wrapped up by Coburn. Puck comes out in front. Checked away from Bieksa. He gets it back. And now he gets to Hamhuis. Hamhuis the pass to Daniel. Daniel to Bieksa. Couldn't control. Flyers really need to clear here. This is a matchup for those Sedins out there that you really worry about. They have a chance here. Flyers to move up, but Mazzaros drifts it all the way. Now they're going to would have called that icing, but out of the net comes Lack to play the puck. So we carry on with 2:08 remaining in the overtime. Canucks move up. There's Tanev. Getting it in and getting to the puck is Kessler. Kessler wrapped up by Grossman. Kessler spinning. Bill controls. And Kessler all the way out to the line, then backhands it along. Higgins checks, Simmons to it, to Streit. Streit makes it ahead. Giroux across to Simmons, charging up with it. Wayne Simmons swerving, gets to the line, finds Giroux. Giroux the shot, and it went off of Garrison, sticking out of play. And then a pile-up.
That's Mark Streit in the pileup with Kessler. Streit was chugging up the ice, trying to get involved in the rush, and he was there had Giroux been able to get that shot onto Eddie Lack and down onto the ice for a rebound. Instead, there was just a a pile-up with no puck.
Well, Lack ducks the strike there because he knew it was an accident. It was Kessler and Strite coming to the net, and Lack got drilled by both Strite and Kessler, but they had a little conversation, everything squared.
Lack was probably saying, look, I did trip Voracek, but I didn't trip you.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Draw to Lack's left. 1:34 remaining in the overtime. And the Canucks gain control. Daniel Sedin. Cross ice. Hamhuis weaving his way out to the neutral zone. Now finds Henrik with some room. Henrik stops. His pass across ice intercepted. 3-on-2 for the Flyers. Reed has the puck. Reed up the left wing. Holds. He waits. He waits. He waits some more. He has the puck. Still shot, and it went wide. Now it's Voracek. Voracek around behind the net. Out the other side. Voracek to the slot on the backhand, and then running out of room and options, and he takes it out to center ice. Into the final minute of overtime. Voracek right back in the zone. Voracek a burst of speed. Voracek then turns back to the corner with it. He's checked. Still battling for it. It goes back up the wall. Now numbers for the Canucks to center. It's a 3-on-2. Daniel Sedin with the puck. He gets it back out. Kessler the shot. Save! Mason, no further play.
Is this any good or what? Jake Voracek, he had ownership papers of the puck. Nobody was going to get it from him for about 25 seconds. When he finally regrouped, there was a one-man regroup in the neutral zone. He took it all the way in. The Canucks do a pretty good job of sealing you off, and then the Sedins came the other way.
Yeah, and you got the wrong guy there in the slot. Their leading goal scorer, Kessler with a shot, Mason with an unbelievable save. 3-on-2 coming the other way.
40 seconds remaining in the overtime. Kessler and Giroux on the face-off to the right of Mason. We're seeing 43 shots in this game. Henderson drops the puck, and the Flyers get to it. It's Couturier moving up. Couturier, the right wing dish to Strite. Strite centering, but it went off of Bieksa. And Hansen charges to the puck and now charges up ice. Hansen to the Philadelphia line, drops it back. Kessler fires, gloved by Mason, and he'll squeeze it.
Well, Steve Mason has just been absolutely spectacular in this hockey game. 43 shots he has faced. And obviously the one on Booth is the one that stands out the most.
Well, I got them all kind of mixed up, Coachy. There are so many good ones.
Yeah,
Gosh,
I know.
He's just been fantastic.
Puck down. Couturier is all wrapped up. In fact, the bear hug, he and Kessler trading some joust. That puck to center, but Timonen could not get it away from Henrik. Henrik will drop it off for Daniel. Back to Henrik. And now Daniel. Oh, my. Daniel the pass to Kessler. The shot. Save! Mason again! And he hangs on. Oh, the artistry of the Sedin twins leading to the scoring chance for Kessler, but better than it all, Steve Mason with an answer.
Well, if Kessler wasn't such a valuable center, do you think he'd be playing with the Sedins? Oh, my gosh. It's an automatic scoring chance when you're on the wing with them.
They're just like it's a game of keep away with them. The way that they have that knack of knowing where each other is, then getting the puck over to Kessler for the shot with just 5 seconds to go in this hockey game.
They still have time here with 5.7 seconds on the overtime clock to get something to work here. Adam Hall comes out to take the draw against Henrik Sedin. He's going to try to get that puck, it looks like, to Kessler. And they don't drop the puck. Nobody getting tossed. Nobody getting tossed. Couturier, the other center, out for the Flyers. Should Hall get tossed? It comes through into the slot and is poked to the boards. Back to get it Santorelli, and he could not keep the puck in the zone, and overtime is done. Lots of scoring chances, but Mason at one end in particular, Lack at the other end also making some stops. And this game will go to a shootout, 3-3 through 65 minutes of play.
Well, let's take a look at our Bud Light player of the game, and there he is, Steve Mason. We had talked about the number of shots, 44-27, as he has just been absolutely spectacular. And it's like Billy said, we could start talking about what your favorite save was because he was everywhere. The 2 saves he made in the last minute or so in overtime on Kessler. That one on David Booth on the 2-on-1. Right here again, you see one-on-one with so many different Canucks. That one, of course, Sedin right there. He makes the save on the breakaway. And this one again, we got to show Booth again because that was our Hyundai save of the game, and that was a beauty.
Now Mason getting some liquid refreshment before he settles in for the first ever shootout between the Flyers and the Canucks. We'll have it for you after this. Getting ready for the shootout as they clear the ice surface. Let's recap this one.
First period was Mark Stroit's chance to make it 1-0, and that's how the period ended. The second period, the seesaw battle began. The Canucks striking, Tom Sestito and Jannik Hansen. The Canucks took the lead, but the Flyers were not going to go easily. Their captain, with pressure from the right and the left, still found daylight between the pads of Eddie Lack. Took us tied into the third. With only minutes remaining, a puck bounces over Steve Mason and in. And as the Flyers fought back earlier, they did so again in the dying moments with the goalie pulled with Steve Mason on the bench. So here we go.
Yeah, his work's not done yet. He goes to work at a shootout. These are his numbers this year. Mason for his career, 14 wins and 22 losses in shootouts. Shooters have been named. Canucks will shoot first. They have that choice. There you go. Santorelli, Kessler, Daniel Sedin for the Canucks. LeCavalier, Giroux, Raffl, the same three that fired in Edmonton go for the Flyers. That was the first ever shootout between the Flyers and Oilers on Saturday night. First ever shootout between the Flyers and Canucks here tonight.
Michael Raffl had no advance notice the other night.
No.
Do you think he does now?
He's ready this time. Henrik Sedin, in case you're wondering, he's such a magical player, but he's only had 5 shootout attempts in his career, so he clearly does not ask for that. He's 0 for 5. And he's probably had a couple games where they've gone deep in and had to go to extra shooters, but he's one of those guys. You remember Jaromir Jagr was a guy who, as talented as he was, did not like shootouts.
Well, Wayne Gretzky didn't like penalty shots either.
That's right. I remember that in an Olympic or something.
Yeah. So
that's ready.
Mark Crawford will never live that down.
Daniel Sedin will participate. He's the third shooter, but he's only 4 for 26 in his career. Shootout shots. Canucks this year are 2-4 in shootouts. Flyers 2-3. Seems like a longer than usual break here.
Sure is.
This shootout underway.
Well, the Zambonis have actually resurfaced most of the ice.
It seems like they're a little bit wider here. It looks like they took another swing outside the dots with the last move by the Zamboni as he'll move off the ice now. I think that's the reason.
Steve Mason was out there getting his crease ready before the net was even in place, but he is ready. Eddie Lack. This will be the second shootout of his career. He stopped 7 of 8 in his first shootout and getting a win.
Yeah, with the headgear.
There are the numbers. That's all in one game, one shootout. He went 8 rounds. He stopped 7 and got his team the win. All right. Canucks opted to shoot first. Mike Santorelli has good numbers for his career, 46%. He's 2 for 6 this year. Point up for grabs. Santorelli starts in. Swings to the left and then cuts on in. Glove save, Mason. Oh.
Boy, he wanted to get Steve Mason leaning to his left, which he did, but Mason's glove hand is so quick and always so perfectly positioned. Snagged it. Well done by Steve Mason.
Vinny LeCavalier, 1 for 3 this year, 25% for his career, 13 for 52. He's going to start right from the dot and move in. Very deliberately. Swings to the left. That's in. Scores! Oh, silky smooth.
What a play by LeCavier. What he's going to do, he's going to come moving across. Now watch, on the forehand, he's going to get Lack moving. As soon as he gets Lack moving, he leaves his stick right there. That allows him to be on the forehand. Lack move. Remember we always say, those who go first lose. Right there, Lack moved, and LeCavier scores.
So now it's Ryan Kesler. 1 for 4 this year. 26% for his career. He's moving in with some speed. Could not finish as Mason was with him. Whoa. And Claude Giroux, on his way out for his shot, collides with Kesler.
He got sideswiped, but it was an accident.
Yeah, he fell over the boards.
But Steve Mason was well positioned, but it didn't matter. Kesler didn't even come close to getting that shot off. He fanned on it 100%.
So after the collision, Giroux now will try to end the hockey game. He can put the Canucks away as he cuts on in. The captain, Deke save Lack. He couldn't get it upstairs.
He tried to get Lack to move to his right, and then he was going to come back on the forehand right here. Watch him drop the shoulder. Then tries to get Lack to come, and Lack did a great job of just throwing that left pad out, getting it right up against the post. And it nearly crawled across the goal line.
The puck rolled on him as he went to take the shot. Daniel Sedin now has to score to keep the Canucks alive. Sedin in on goal, racing on in, save Mason, and the Flyers win the hockey game. How about back-to-back shootout wins for the Flyers to start the road trip? They beat Vancouver 4-3 as they take the shootout 1-0. Steve Mason spectacular from start to finish in this one.
Without a doubt. What a bounce back game for Steve Mason. I know he won in Edmonton, but you had to wonder if his confidence was completely back. Well, he faced 44 shots in regulation and overtime, 3 shooters in the shootout. He stopped every one of them in the shootout, and the Flyers are able to win this hockey game. Battled back the entire way. Yeah, you deserve that little pump, Steve Mason.
Well, the Flyers continue to win in Vancouver. Only one loss here since 1989. They end the Canucks' 6-game home ice winning streak, and they're now 2-0 on this road trip, and the Flyers have won 3 in a row overall. They're climbing towards second place in the Metropolitan Division. Now look to keep the momentum going tomorrow night. Back east, it's later on tonight as they take on the Calgary Flames. New Year's Eve matchup, 8:30 the start time for our coverage with the pregame show. Great hockey game here tonight in Vancouver. Flyers hung in there and win it in this shootout. For the entire crew, as well as my partners, Bill Clement and Steve Coates, I'm Jim Jackson. Good morning from Vancouver. It's time now for Flyers Post Game Live, presented by McDonald's. Here's Al.